We got Tom Money Segura up in this bitch.
He's one of my faves.
Up in this bitch. Now, Tom, aside from selling out theaters and obviously rolling in some heavy dough, you walked in with a fucking. It looks like a mushroom colored, but it looks like they used real mushrooms to dye that leather.
That coat, dog.
They did.
They used forest mushrooms. I think they used actual black truffles to dye that leather. And then I go, that's a hell of a coat. And you go, whatever, 2 G's, or I don't even pay attention. I bought 2. And then you sucked your teeth at me twice. You've changed, bro. You've changed.
Got that.
You laugh at price tag?
Netflix stacks, bro.
Bro, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds rich.
Yeah, man. It's so much.
But you
so
sound you sound urban, and what I mean by urban is black as shit. Like,
No, I live in the city, man. That's all I do.
all right, but I don't know, where did you grow up, Tom?
In the nasty natty.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Cincinnati,
again.
Ohio, man.
Okay, I don't think that's that nasty. I mean,
That's
Cincinnati.
not. I lived in the suburbs. But
Okay,
I lived in Minneapolis after that.
all right,
You
again.
can't take the hood out of Tom, though.
Nah, man.
It's just with him, man.
But Cincinnati and Minneapolis don't feel like the hood. Do you know what I'm saying?
What about Mequon, Wisconsin? I lived there for a couple years.
Again,
Okay,
I don't have the stats, but Mequon, Wisconsin is not where a lot of sort of that kind of.
Vero Beach, Florida after that.
Okay,
All right,
you're doing
bro.
this thing with your finger.
To give everybody to know what time it is, man. You gotta-
Okay, so I don't know how money
Yo,
actually.
10 times 10 with an S on the end. I'm from the Hunters Block, baby.
See, again,
Okay,
I don't know how success in selling out theaters and buying leather jackets, mushroom stained leather jackets is
It's
turning
the
you
grind.
this.
The grind,
Is that what it
son.
is? It's the grind.
I'm not mad at those Nikes either.
What the fuck? You're throwing your foot up on our. A little
I'm
respect.
showing the J's off. man.
I don't know what
Those
J's
are
means.
J's. Tom, I feel like we're similar. I
You
feel
know?
like we're similar.
You speak
man.
his
A
language.
little from the hood.
Dude, look at those.
What's
that
up,
speed.
dog?
Look at how much were those jeans?
Not cheap. Not cheap. I don't have specials, but, you know.
Those jeans
we're
look like
doing
they've been
our
through a tree
You
shredder.
guys
They
are-
look like you belong on a desert island.
What is that
thing.
all
Oh,
about?
that's
that's my
count. This
agency.
is only our 300 show.
That's my agency. That's my agency. I
is-
can't answer it. Can't answer it. They're telling me I got a Jennifer Garner movie. They're telling me if I can, you know,
Have you
push
been
it a little
booking
bit.
stuff lately? A lot?
Dude, have I been booking stuff? When don't I book shit?
Do you act,
I gotta
Tom?
say no.
Nah, well, I've gone out on auditions, but
Really?
yeah, I booked
Those
like
are rough, man.
dude,
I bet I
it's-
cut myself.
I've booked a few things. This is the worst thing ever. I've booked a few things where I actually shot it, and then I told people like on social media, check me out tonight on this show, and then they cut me out of the show.
Oh yeah.
And then one time I did it where they booked me for a full scene where they're like, this is an important scene in this show. I was like, well, I can at least tease this one because they're saying that it drives the story. And then they left me in, but they cut out of my 10 lines, they cut out 9.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So then I was like, check me out on this show. Everyone was like, yeah, you said what's up? Like it wasn't.
It's like that, like
Wasn't
you're
exciting.
an extra.
I had a girl I went on a date with once, and it was a date. Nothing happened. She was a little strange, and I am not exaggerating. I got a call from her, and she said, "Hey, I'm gonna be on The Practice." I said, "That's great." She goes, "My hands. You see my hands? I push a door." And I'm not kidding.
This bitch was serious?
And I thought she was joking, and I went, ha ha ha. I go, what? She goes, I doubled for Glenn Close, and I pushed the door, and they have my hands. I'm just telling people to check it out. And I said, I can't remember her name, and even if I did, and I said, you got to get out more. And she goes, what? I go, well.
She thought it was her big
I go,
break.
yeah. I go, you can't call and tell people this. Just my opinion. It doesn't sound good because I don't even see her face. And she goes, wow, okay, well, this is my start, and I didn't expect that
She's all
reaction.
hater.
I was like, see ya, crazy.
I'm blowing up, bitch.
Yeah.
Did you get with her though? You hooked up?
Of course I did.
Did you get a hand job?
You see, I would remember like in backstage in Variety, you'd see some dude, and he'd be sitting there, and he'd have it'd be a perfect headshot. He spent a fortune on it, and he'd be leaning against like a fucking piece of wood, and it'd be like October booked, November booked.
Oh yeah.
January booked, February booked.
Yeah.
Thanks to all who made possible. Limited availability
on
in
Instagram?
April. No, he'd take out these actors would take out whole page ads.
like
It
LA
cost
Weekly?
them, cost them 10 grand more
is
than
epic.
that. And they
Just
thought,
like in the 90s?
yes, they thought it was going to create want.
Busy.
Yes, and the
Busy.
book.
Busy.
Book.
Available.
that lady
bro.
is-
Thank you to all who made it possible. Like,
You guys
this
have
is the new
headshots?
star. I did.
Where do you get them at these days? Like glamour shots? Is glamour shots still around?
I have a
Yeah.
photo session coming up.
You do?
Yes, I hired a photographer, and it's so much fucking. I mean, it's not a lot of money to me, but to most people, it's a lot of money.
What the fuck, Tom?
And like, it's stupid. It's stupid money and it's just so that you can send to clubs, because clubs will keep your fucking 15-year-old headshot.
I know they will.
And you probably like that, but
Yeah,
but
I
like,
do.
Yeah,
for
you're
me,
a handsome dude.
You know,
I mean, you're getting better too now. You
that's
got
what
money.
I'm saying. Every
shaving
day
and
is a
shit,
little bit
cleaning
better.
up.
you know?
Okay,
Every
man.
day
All right,
is
man.
better.
Okay, Tom.
Counts from 1983. Just fucking.
You know what, dude?
Kids come to town.
The picture they use is literally, and still the recent one.
It's
The
in
one
the
that-
90s, right?
no, it actually is 8 years. It's 9 years old. It was when I was 40.
But you can update that. I also feel like you look better too.
Well, you know, I
You're like
appreciate
different.
it.
Dude, you can
like,
do
the
good.
older you
You
get,
can
the
take-
more.
Well, now I
handsome you
use that and those pictures, the
Well,
ones
see, I
I
want to
took.
come to that show.
Where did you guys do
That
that?
scares me.
Where'd you go to those? Where'd you get those pictures taken?
I took that one. My manager took that out. I hosted Sports Center. I was a host on Sports
Oh,
Center.
no
So I was
shit.
in front of the sign, and someone sent me this gold pendant, Finding Kid pendant. So I was just pointing to it on Sports Center.
What was it like to do Sports Center, man? Was that the shit?
Nerve wracking.
Really?
Well,
Did you do a
because
full like half hour?
I was the MMA analyst for Cain Velasquez. So they would have me on all the Sports Centers. So it started off where, you know, if you go to Fox, it's a big production meeting. There's huge stacks of paper, what you're going to talk about. ESPN, man, was literally like, oh, this is what you're talking about. Go. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're live.
Really?
Yeah. So you're just like kind of, you better be good. You better have your shit together.
Wow.
Because they're taking people's words that you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's it. They're just like
they're,
go out there.
They're really like, hey, you're talking about Cain Verdum, talk a little about the striking, talk about, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then you go earpiece on. The next thing I know, I'm next.
And
to,
so is it-
I'm next to Jay Crawford.
Didn't you say those guys?
Crawford goes, we got Brendan Schaub here.
Yeah.
What'd you see in the fight? And then you just go off?
Yep. Just
Wow.
rattle, and then you're looking at a screen rattling. And I'm like, you know, I grew up on Sports Center, man.
Yeah,
so I was
man.
Like, God
Damn.
damn. And he said. He goes, how's it feel to, I like it when it's just a conversation, when there's nothing planned. He goes, how's it feel to fight in the octagon? I said, it feels like you grew up watching Sports Center all your life, and then you're sitting in the chair talking to Jay Crawford, son. You know, it's
Dude,
fun,
when if you think about who's been there before you, it can really fuck you up. When I did Letterman in 1999, I had to go do stand up, and they wanted me
You
to do.
did stand up on Letterman?
I did. They
That's
wanted.
awesome.
I didn't know that, B.
Yeah.
That's
That's a really cool thing.
It's epic, and
Did you
it
do
was
Johnny Carson too?
no. God damn it! No, I didn't.
took it
I'm not that
sincerely,
fucking
didn't
guy.
You're like, did I?
He thought for a second. I did do Johnny. Yeah.
I did see him. I did see him in a restaurant. And he was eyeing up my girl 20 years ago.
Johnny Carson?
Yes, and
You
I was
know he
like,
could've
Johnny
snatched
Carson.
her.
Steal your girl,
100%.
Johnny Carson.
100%.
He could have gotten a blowjob at the booth and just
Yeah,
From
apparently,
both of you.
apparently he did a. he did a-
McMahon, when he came in, like beat it, the kid.
I think it
You're
was
out.
Bonnie Franklin. Remember Bonnie Franklin from One Day at a Time?
Ooh, I don't.
Okay,
Young
well,
shit.
I think it was Bonnie Franklin who told me that. I think it was her, and I hope it was. She said he did a lot of blow. Johnny Carson was a fucking just
Hey, man.
snow
Hey, bro,
nose.
You
a
going south
snow
on
nose.
Johnny Carson? 'Cause I will
Hey,
fuck
it's
you
what
up.
I heard. It's what I
Hey,
heard.
tell us the Dave Letterman
So
story.
David Letterman, right? So I go beforehand to look at the stage. They would take you in and you'd see. And this is, I think, a week before, because Chloe Friedman, who's Bud Friedman's daughter, was booking it, and she took me there. Zoe, I'm so sorry. Zoe, I'm sorry. I can't believe I said Zoe. Is it Chloe? So Zoe took me
you
in
weren't
there,
invited back?
and I looked at the stage, and I realized that was where Ed Sullivan had brought the Beatles on. That was where Elvis had played. And dude,
can't do
you
that.
know me, I don't get
I
nervous.
know. You can't do that. though.
And I suddenly got a little bit of a panic attack, and it was a week to go. And I also
the
knew
moment to get you.
when you have to do 4.5 minutes of stand up, it means you have to turn to one camera then the next, and it's so much harder to do 4.5 minutes in a way than it is to do a half hour because
Because you have
Right.
to tighten everything up.
Oh.
Like you got to cut your best pieces together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they better be bangers, right? But you can't come out and be like, so I was fucking this girl the other day, right? It has to be like,
no.
you have to lead into it, right?
Yeah.
And I was
Definitely
told
no fucking this girl. the other
no,
day.
I was told
Hey, I don't know
I
how
was
it
told
goes.
wear a suit and a tie. If you don't, you will meet resistance. That was quote. That was what Doug said.
That's not Brian Callen.
Yeah, no. So I go and I buy a crazy expensive. I bought a Prada suit or something like that. It was
Man.
$900. Yeah.
That was your.
I went to
That
Barney's.
was your appearance fee.
Yep. I went to Barney's. Yep. I went to Barney's and I bought a $900 suit.
That's like this sleeve right here, man. $900, man.
Tom, don't upstage my. Don't money upstage my show, bro.
Sorry, no, but it's inflation adjusted. It's a lot of money. I get it.
So I buy a tie and this woman helps me pick it out. By the way, I can't move in the suit. You know how I'm already feeling constrained. I got these shoes. They're not rubber soled. I'm already a mess. I feel like I'm, well, I've never told anybody this, but
your pants.
No, dude, a day before I get a herpes blister in the middle of my lip.
The herbs.
I get a herpes blister.
The price you paid for being a scumbag.
Because she was like,
I get a
The
herpes.
girl's like, oh hell no.
Yeah, a cold sore in the middle of my fucking
Caused
lip.
from stress.
That's right, bro. And I don't know what to do. And I didn't know you could take pills. I mean, I knew, but I didn't have any. I didn't. I never got them. I would get them once in a fucking 4 years. So now I get one, and I got to be on television the next day. And by the way, by the next day, I looked like I was wearing a raw shrimp in the middle of my fucking lip. And I get in the makeup chair, and the woman goes, "It's going to be hard to cover this, and I'm going to be on national TV."
damn.
And that's all I could think about.
Jesus, take the
This
wheel.
is 99?
Uh-huh. And then I saw him, David Letterman goes, and now, ladies and gentlemen, young comic making his debut. He's from Mad TV. Brian Callen. Brian, come on out here. And I go out there, and I do my stand-up. And you can see me being nervous.
Well, I'm gonna look this
You
up.
couldn't see my lip. You couldn't see my lip.
That's cool.
But I pulled it off. I did just fine. Didn't do great. I did just fine.
your
But
first big stage?
Letterman was not nice to me.
He was mean to you?
He just wasn't. One time I turned around
Probably
as I was
you're
doing
hitting
my
on one
bit,
of his side
and he was
pieces.
looking in his drawer. He was looking down in the middle of my act. But Paul Schaefer came up and said, "You killed." That audience is
guy?
great. Yeah, he was really nice to me, and they laughed, and it was good, and I did my job. I didn't like what I did. But,
Tom, you've done big shows too.
Yeah, I never did. I did Conan, and I did the Late Show.
Is that?
That was Ferguson.
Oh, word.
See, I've had
Craig
opportunity
Ferguson?
to do some of those shows, and I've said no because I had such a bad experience.
Really?
Yes, that I
I'll tell
don't
you,
want to do.
I'm
I
not
think
that-
I think Conan's one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
He's great.
Especially as far as the way his personality, the way his mind
He's
works.
awesome, man.
Dude, he's a beast.
I'm
He's
doing it
amazing.
again in a couple weeks.
Oh, sick.
But I'm gonna
I would do
I'm gonna
Conan.
sit down, not stand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're big now, big
Yeah.
time now.
Conan-
You're doing sit down. You're big time.
I'll tell you this though. When I did Conan, the first time, you're backstage going over stuff with the producers, and then you walk to the curtain, right, that they're gonna pull apart, and I turn to the guy and I go, "How much time do I have?" And he goes, he wants to know how much time he has, like, into his thing, and then he goes, "You got 5 minutes." And I go, "Okay," and then like 8 seconds later, I hear Conan go, "Tom Segura," and then the curtain opens, and I was like, "Oh shit." What happened was I was asking how much time do I have until I go on?
Oh, and they thought how much total time.
Do I have out there? But it actually is one of those things that worked in my favor because it was such a shock.
You didn't have to think about it.
Yeah. Because I
I've been
thought I
there,
was going to
brother.
be like, wait. And instead it was immediate. And I was like, oh my God.
Then you're just working off your natural,
Yeah.
You're just going instead of overthinking
The
it.
thing that is
Hey, Tom, will you
crazy-
come up on the mic a little bit?
The thing that is kind of weird, I think, when you're doing stand-up at least, is that they have a guy that stands behind the camera, and when you start getting closer to how much time you have left, he'll be like 30 seconds, 10 seconds. And then when you hit, let's say, the 4.5 minute mark, he just goes like this.
Yeah, he wraps his
wrap
finger.
it up.
Wrap it
He
up,
wraps
and
his
I'm
finger.
sitting there. I know I have a minute left in this bit, and he's going like this. So you just
That's where you
ignore
gotta power
it.
through
You
it,
gotta-
right?
you
Nah,
gotta
bitch,
ignore it.
I'm finishing this
Yeah.
gig.
What are you gonna do? Sorry. I'm
What are you
done.
gonna cut you off?
Yeah, so-
Commercial?
Have you ever done a really bad, like you ever had somebody rap you early? Like I did a corporate gig and my buddy, they were going to pay me 10 grand. That was just way back. And I was like, $10,000? It was this bank. And they go, yeah, you just fly to Florida. You go down. I get there and they want me to do stand up outdoors by a pool. And by the way, on a shitty, rickety stage, it was kind of put together. They put together all these little things. And I look out there and I go, well, they're going to be sitting around a pool. And they want me to do stand-up over here near the diving board.
On the diving board.
And the sound system sucks. And, oh, I'm sorry, it's about 4 PM. Now, Anybody who knows anything about stand-up is the worst thing in the world. They're going to pay me 10 grand. I get up. I kind of panic a little bit. I start doing jokes. I'm getting this. And they can't hear me that well. 7 minutes in, I'm supposed to do a half hour. 7 minutes in, this guy Lou, the guy who was running the whole thing, this traitor, this big kind of rough guy. He goes, Brian, in the middle of my act, Brian, and he goes, wrap it, and he twirls his finger, and I go,
wrap it up, my man.
And I go,
and you'll get that check. All right, man,
I literally go, oh, okay. Well, hey guys, I'm being told to wrap it. Who wants to see Chris walking as a pigeon? Coo. I'm a small bird, tiny, and I do that. I get a shit smattering of applause, and I go, see you later. One guy comes up to me, he's drunk, he goes, bro, you were funny. Fuck them. Fuck these bankers. You were funny, bro. I thought you were funny. I don't give a shit what any of these guys say. Fuck them. I was like, I literally went to my room and I just kind of disappeared.
I've had one. I forget what show I was on, but they were in my ear. You know when you have those earpieces in? And it was me and I think 2 or 3 others, and one guy would not shut up. And I'm like, God, I'm trying to I want to jump in. Because on the podcast, we just go, back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm used to podcast world, son. Well, you got to wait your turn in this fucking suit. World.
Yeah.
And so Homeboy's going on forever, and I'm just like, God, I need to get in there. And then I start talking maybe 5 seconds. I have this whole bit I'm going to go into, and they're in my ear going, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. And we go to commercial, I go, God damn it, man. I heard you. I can hear you. And then I'm chilling, and for whatever reason, I forgot I'm mic'd up. And 2 of the guys are my boys, and I start joking around. I'm like, dude, I don't even need this shit. My podcast and fight, and I don't even have to fight no more. I start joking around. You know, would you like your coat? And I'm like, fuck, these shoes cost more than this fucking appearance fee. And I'm like, this shit. I go, wrap it up, wrap this shit up, bitch. Like joking.
Mock jerking off.
I hear, Brendan. Yeah, we can all hear you. We're all in the production room. Everyone heard everything you just said. I was like, okay, then that's cool. I was just joking around, like, yeah, back to work. I'm like, cool. Haven't been invited back since.
Yeah, for sure. But you got them shoes though.
Yeah,
shit,
still doing the damn thing.
Have you had any?
Still have higher
any?
ratings than they do.
Man,
Have you had any crazy experience?
The worst I had was one of the worst. I've had a lot of bad ones, but one of the worst was I'm here and I get contacted by these people. They come to my show it's like a weekday show at the Irvine Improv. So they watch me do a set, and then they go, hey, so we work for the management company that manages Carson Palmer, who at the time is the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback now with the Phoenix Cardinals. Mm-hmm. So Arizona Cardinals. So they go, he is, he's from Southern California. He's doing a charity thing, and you're a Cincinnati guy, he plays for Cincinnati. We'd like you to be the host, do some stand-up and kind of MC this event. It's like a VIP event with a lot of NFL players. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man, that sounds awesome.
Hell yeah.
So I go to this place, and it's like in the Orange County area, and they have this huge banquet like of sushi that's catered, and it's like the sushi is shaped to like the little pieces are laid in a way so they look like a big fish. You know what I mean? So it's artistically designed layout of sushi and all kinds of crazy hors d'oeuvres. Open bar, and then it's just a bunch of NFL dudes and then a bunch of people that paid a lot to hang out, right? So they're all, when you walk into the room, it's so loud because everyone's just talking, It's like
great
300 people.
Great for comedy.
So I'm like, all right, there's no chairs, there's nothing like that.
So they're not sitting, they're standing.
No, they're all standing.
So Brendan, you already know a little bit of what that feels like from San Diego where
stuff.
People are standing and the energy is very different, right? It's rowdy.
You want chairs. You always want chairs, right? So the guy goes up to me, like the guy that works for Carson, goes, hey man, so just so you know, like here's a check, like to, it's like a little extra for hosting this, but Carson's probably going to invite you to Cincinnati after this to play in his golf outing next weekend. And I go, okay. He goes, I mean, I can't see him not inviting you unless this is a fucking disaster. And I go, all right, man. Cool. I'll get my clubs ready because this is going to be awesome. So I get up there and they go, you ready? Like, you ready to get this going? Yeah. So the guy goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off the event. Here's your host for the evening, Tom Segura. I walk on stage and not one person who was talking stop talking.
That's right.
Like they all continued.
That's right.
Like I was a bus announcer telling them like which stops are coming up. You know, I was like, okay. So I start to go like, all right, so you guys ready? Like I didn't want to get started until
You need a hype man.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are gonna do this, right?
Give me a T. Oh. I'll
So
be
I
your
kind
hype man,
of,
dog.
dude, I turned to the guy and I'm like, what do I do? And he's kind of like gestures like, I don't know, man. Like, your show, right? I'm like, come on. So I start doing stand up to 4 people that are looking, and they have like their
Go, man.
Their dead eyes. And then
What a good feeling.
man, it's like, you know, it's not even a bomb because no one's listening, you know?
Yeah.
So but it feels horrible, and you feel like an asshole committing to things.
Feels stupid.
No one's watching you.
Yes.
So finally, I'm just like, all right, thanks. And I start to walk off, and the guy's like, dude, you got to bring up like the next person to talk about the thing. So, you know, I'm like, I'm fucking up because I'm so out of it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, man. So I run back. Oh, sorry, it's not over. Give it up for blah, blah, blah. Then this guy comes up. I go back. I'm trying to ban. I walk off, and then Frosty Rucker, who's a defensive tackle in the NFL, he goes up to me. He goes, whew, like that. And I'm like, dude. Like,
When somebody doesn't even know what to say and they have to go, shoo.
yeah, you just
Let's see
make
an athlete.
Yeah, he just makes a sound. He goes, that, and I was
Just
like,
a huge dude.
yeah,
Huge.
huge, yeah.
Enormous.
Another guy was Andre Reed was there, like a bunch of like Hall of Famers.
Yeah, some legends.
Some legends there. Like that shit was rough, man. Like that. And I was like, all right, man.
Nothing
So,
worse.
so
No, I would.
This
That
shit
would be
was
my
rough,
worst.
brother.
That would be my worst. Fuck.
then so
That shit was rough, man.
no one. So I bring up the guy who's the head of the charity. The charity is for abused kids. So you're like, this is some serious shit. He goes on the stage to talk about what the charity does. No one listens to him. He has slides up of like
No one's just,
burn
no
victim
fucks given.
No fucks given until I get up there and I go, all right, so now Carson Palmer, everybody, everyone stops like on a dime and turns and silence. He
God
gets up
damn.
there and he, you know, it's his event.
Powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah, and then he
That's why
goes,
everyone's there.
blah, 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 blah. And then he's done. It's back to party. And I walk up to the manager. I'm like, so,
How about that golf chair?
that golf. He's like, yeah, we'll definitely, we'll reach out.
Never heard, bro.
Never heard from them.
We'll
again.
reach out.
I was at a charity event where I'm not gonna say who the comic is. You guys know him, and it was a comedy event that was supposed to be super clean, so he had to do all clean set.
Oh, boy.
And he does it, and it's like, even, you know, I've seen so many. I was like, God damn it, it was so bad.
Yeah.
And he goes, he can tell, like, everyone's like, they're listening, but everyone's like, fuck, man. And then finally he goes, hey, man, you want a clean set? That's the shit you get, and walks off. Just was like, I'm out.
I can
you
just-
could tell, like, the vibe was just like, and the people were like, you know, wrap it up. And he's like, yeah, you want a clean set, so that's the shit you get, and walks off.
Bobby Kennedy, as in of the Kennedys,
Yeah.
sees me do a charity. I kill it. And then he goes, can you do that in New York? I say yes. He flies me out, puts me up in the Standard in an amazing suite. 1,100 people. It's the River Keepers. It's for keeping the Hudson clean. 1,100 people. And it was exactly like you said. They were talking. And he goes, you ready to come up? It was in the middle. I go, no, I'm not. I get up and try to do
Details, right?
stand up.
They just don't know.
They
That's
don't understand
details.
that acoustics is
Well,
everything.
that'd be no different than like, we're going to hire 2 UFC fighters and have them fight in this fucking studio right here.
Right.
At
It's
least-
like, no, we can't fight in here.
At
Yeah.
least you guys are
This is what-
fighting and they can see it. When you're doing stand up, they have to listen and hear the
Yeah, they
jokes.
can't.
And if
But
they
it's-
don't,
what I'm saying, it's not set up.
Right.
Like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Correct.
no.
yeah.
Wait, what is your guys? Because I keep seeing on Instagram, and you guys are like packing all these places. What's your live show like? What do you guys do there?
It's a show is a good way of putting it. It's
Yeah,
not a podcast.
Because when Brian and his agent were like, hey, we should bring this on the road and do a live podcast. And I was like, live podcast? That's a terrible idea. Because there's some people before start doing live podcasts. If you bring an actual podcast on the road, it's
Yeah.
going to bomb. These things aren't made to be a live podcast.
Yeah,
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I guess
for a
yeah.
lot of people, it depends who you are.
Right.
But so Brian goes, no. And I give Brian all the credit here. He goes, you can't do a podcast because you might get some loyal fans, but you're not selling shit out. You're not selling theaters. You're not going to be able to do this time after time. He goes, it's going to be a show. I'm going to help you do, some stand-up. We're going to do our banter. We're going to do all this stuff. So Brian turned this whole thing into like a big production.
Yeah, but we just come up with an idea and that we start laughing about. Like we'll come up with just a title. Like let's talk about the cheese. We had this experience in a cheese shop or whatever. And we start laughing and go, let's see where it takes us. And every time we do it, and the thing about Brendan is he can hang because we speak.
But I mean,
so
to
we've been
start
doing
the
this
show,
together.
You come out solo. You come out together.
Well, it depends. I mean, I was late a couple times, and Brendan had to just literally decided to go out there on his own. He went out and did some stand-up. At one point, he was doing stand-up for 800 people, and it was killing.
That's
and
awesome.
I looked at his brother, and I go, your brother is doing stand-up, and he's doing 10 minutes right now, and I'm listening to it, and he's killing in front of 800 people. And he's never done it before. And I go, you got to mark that moment. That's a big deal. I don't know anybody who can do that. Yeah. And he's not nervous because he's a born performer. I think when you're, because I couldn't understand how he was so calm and so connected to me and was able to riff. It didn't make any sense because I thought, I don't care who you are, if you haven't done it as much, he's had no experience on the stage like that with a mic. Totally but he was so supremely confident, and it dawned on me, well, he's getting in a cage naked fighting monsters. If you can do that, well, how bad is it when you got a mic and you just got to shoot the shit with your boy?
Right.
Well, that's what he's doing, and it's working.
Yeah.
Plus there's a lot of pressure because it's a personality thing. But I don't want to fail because then everyone's going to be like, see, you should have kept fighting.
But a lot of people would say that. A lot of people would say that.
Fighting. They can't now. Who's going to be like, oh, should have kept fighting? Why? We just sold out every city we went to.
Exactly.
Right?
And you're delivering.
On that tour than I did in 1 year of fighting. The fuck you talking about?
But also he's delivering. Like if you listen to the tweets, people are like, I laughed, and I'm just saying this. This is the fact. They're laughing for an hour and a half straight.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And that to me is always the idea. Is come and laugh.
My bad.
Yeah.
No. You guys are doing live shows, right?
We do live shows, but ours is like, we sit at a table. We have a huge produced component to our show, which is we do audio drops, whether we're in studio or live. So we play.
So it's podcast.
It's a live podcast. Yeah. But what happens that you realize is that when you do it live, the dynamic changes. We end up performing
because you guys are natural performers,
right?
Especially you and your wife.
Yeah, so we end up doing a lot of jokes.
That was great. You reached
Absolutely,
out.
you were.
Do I look like fucking Carson Pullman? The fuck, man,
dude. I would love to have you on.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm serious.
Bro.
I would love to have you on,
dude. I was listening. We'll get back to your live show, but I was telling these guys before you came in. I was yesterday at one of my favorite. I think it's called Pokey Tune or some shit like that in Santa Monica. And I always listen to other podcasts, get ideas, or write T-shirt designs or whatever. I'm there, I read, and I put in the Joe Rogan with it's you and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there listening, I'm eating, and you guys start riffing on chicks like Superhead and Crazy Throat or what?
Throatzilla. Yeah.
Throatzilla?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't remember last time this happened. I'm sitting by myself, and people tweet us like, oh, I'm laughing at work, whatever. I've never understood it. I'm by myself in tears, laughing so hard. I text Rogan, I go, bro, you and Tom talking about these chicks, I cannot stop
What were
laughing.
you guys, what were you?
Well, what happened was, all right, so a buddy of mine who's a comic out of Buffalo. You've done Helium Buffalo?
Yeah.
There's a guy there named Josh Potter. It's really funny. I bring him on the road and stuff. He's a really funny dude. So he tells me he's like, oh, you got to get on Snapchat. And I was like, nah, I don't want to get on Snapchat. And he goes, no, you got to follow Throatzilla. I'm like, hold on.
Throatzilla.
So he's like,
I'm in already.
He's like, Throatzilla is this girl that she's like an escort, and she'll post videos of her blowing dudes and then talking about it.
You can do that on Snapchat?
I guess so. I mean, she does.
She's doing it?
She
Okay.
definitely does.
Wow. Okay.
So he goes, the way that she became well known. Well, I guess I ended up having her on our podcast. She called it. Yeah, we talked to it and stuff. And
white girl, black girl?
She's a black girl out of Dallas.
She's pretty?
Yeah. And I mean, she doesn't post her face. She wants to remain kind of anonymous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
makes
she
sense.
goes, I do this with a lot of athletes. And so what happened was there's a guy who plays for the Cowboys named Lael Collins, who's an offensive lineman. He's
enormous guy.
Enormous, right?
He's a tackle, right?
Yes, he's like 6'7", probably 340, and he's an athlete. Like the guy's a fucking freak of nature.
Tiny dick.
She blew him and ate his ass It was an agreed upon thing.
That's her thing?
And then, yeah, she always eats ass, right? So
That's too much, man.
Yeah.
It's a big man. A lot of food's coming out of that rump hole.
That's what we ended up talking. So Josh and I, well, anyways, he stiffed her on the payment, and then she told everybody about it.
Stiffed her on the payment?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about this.
Nah, dog, you good?
Yeah,
what?
but that's why.
I heard
that's
about
why
this.
she. Yes, it was, and it was in the whatever on the internet.
Because she
In some of the good publications.
She
Yes.
blasted it out.
She blasted it out. Like, I
Is
ate
he
this
married
dude's
or
ass.
anything?
No. And he's like a rookie. Like, he was just like, I only got $100 on me. She was
come
like,
on,
nah,
dog.
I ate your ass. So then Josh and I started talking about, how gamey his ass could have been because
Yeah.
he's so big. And we started talking about what positions do you think have the worst kept assholes and then the best ones? So, like, he thinks that quarterbacks and wide receivers have a class A ass.
I agree, dog.
But then
And corners.
and corners too.
I would say the center has the
center
has the most well kept ass because
No.
the quarterback's
Mark Schler's,
down.
You know what Mark Schler's name was? Stinky. They smell like shit.
But what do you think? Because this is where it got interesting. Do you think offensive linemen or defensive linemen have worse assholes, worse maintained?
I have an answer.
What do you think?
Well, my feeling is offensive guys because offensive linemen tend to be a little heavier and a little bit more fat around the rump,
Yeah.
whereas defensive guys have to be faster and they have more muscle. So I think with
Tackles
folds,
are big,
It's
big fat
interesting.
dudes.
yeah.
See,
tackles
this
are
is
so
where
fat.
it got interesting to me.
Am I right
So,
about
like Will Fork?
Dude,
His ass, look like a
it's
sloppy
got to
Joe.
be a fucking disaster zone. So
Nightmare.
I thought
Yeah.
offensive linemen was the odd. Of course, they're usually fatter, and it's got to be
A
offensive
lot of them
linemen.
are white too, big sloppy white boys.
But yeah. Well, I guess race could be a factor. I don't know. So he goes, well, he thinks it's defensive tackles, and I said, why? And he goes, well, they're fat also. A lot of them are pretty fat, and he thinks that the aggression with which a defensive lineman plays with, always going after it,
Yes.
plays a part in
herniating the rump. It herniates.
Well, ain't no one
it
got time to
herniates
clean
the
that
anus.
rump when you're going after a quarterback.
There's
You're trying to
no
get that
way.
payday.
When you
Wolford
go like this,
takes
when-
care of that ass.
When you go like
BJ
this,
Raji, come on, man. that ass.
but from a
is
medical
mess.
standpoint, when you explode into somebody else and you go like that, do that, your bunghole pushes out.
Right.
And when your bunghole pushes out, a little ass
science.
juice.
It's
This is science. A little
I know.
ass juice kind of has to come out a little bit. So you're right. I would say defensive because when you're
This is what I want to know.
as opposed
And
to
we should ask Throatzilla this.
Right.
What position are these dudes in when you're eating that ass? Are they
Well,
on all
I asked.
fours?
I asked.
Or because I had a girl. I got done with jiu-jitsu. This bitch had my legs pinned back like
She had you change my diaper. That's how. That's the. Yeah.
She had changed my diaper. Dude, I got done. I
Yeah.
called Brian. I was like, I just got assaulted, bro. I can never talk to this girl again. I felt like she took my manhood.
She was a
I
lady,
didn't
too.
ask for it.
Wait.
I didn't ask for
You
it.
went just done with jiu-jitsu or you showered?
No, I just got done with jiu-jitsu.
No shower?
Meet up with this when I was single. Then she's on me like Donkey Kong. Boom, grabs my big ass legs, pins them back. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not that flexible. I'm not like Eddie Bravo or Rogan. So she's putting some work.
that's a lot of
She's nose deep in this asshole, straight from jiu-jitsu.
It's so interesting.
Hey, enjoy that brown belt, son. Not good.
Call
man.
me Big Brown for a reason. So
Big
Dude,
rap for a reason.
That's what I want to know. Like these defensive
Well,
guys,
that's what-
'cause a lot of them are crazy egomaniacs.
She said
Nah, I
this.
get on all fours, motherfucker.
Nah, I asked her. It was one of my,
Nine,
it was one of the most important questions I felt like when I had her.
It's a big time deal.
She said it had a lot to do with size. She said the big boys, there's no way you can change their diapers. So they lay flat on their stomachs, and she goes in there.
She peels the peach.
Yeah, peels it back, and then just.
Now I don't.
But
I don't
but
get
the
it.
She's
skinny
turned on by
guys,
it.
the skinny guys, you can go underneath them.
See, that's aggressive.
Yeah,
'Cause-
really aggressive.
And then I wonder why some guys are on four, and then she's eating that ass, then milking that dick like a cow.
I mean,
If you think about it. Oh,
but even thinking of that, I mean, how great is that? If you want to add that, if you're a woman, you add that to your repertoire, like you're all of a sudden moving.
I
way
guess
up
you
on
got to
the
be
list.
careful because you ain't wifey material. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, if you're a mother of three and you're eating asshole and jack your man off like a cow, he's probably going to look for a divorce. You know what I'm saying? If I go home, I'm like, damn, girl, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to need a
though.
divorce.
If a girl goes right there on the second date or she's into it, you go, you've done this a lot.
Yeah, of course.
This is something you've done too.
But how's
every
it- how's
guy.
it a thing?
Here's
How's
the
it
flip
your
side.
thing?
The
I don't
flip
know.
side of that is that if you're a mother of 3, you're married, your husband, you're like, we've been doing the same thing for a while. Imagine you flip the script on him, and then he comes home and he goes, "Oh, we're gonna do missionary, and you're gonna fucking." She goes, "No,
Nah, bitch, not tonight.
I got a new little trick I want to show you.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a happy dude.
Pick a spot on the wall, arch your back, and here goes whatever."
This is what I want to know. How's it start? Like, are the girls like? Is she around her girls and be like, they're talking about their dudes, and she's like, "Girl, I just love to lick asshole."
She loves it.
How are the other girls
Probably.
like? Really?
She's
Probably.
This girl, by the way, her
get
Snapchats
drunk.
are so funny because
I'm about to be on Snapchat now just because of Throatzilla.
That's the only reason I'm on. She does
I
things. She'll be like, I guess no one wants their dick sucked today. I'm gonna go get some gas. And then, she's just driving to the gas station, or be like, I just sucked this dude's dick. He was nasty. I'm gonna get a sandwich now.
So she does this full time. She's just an escort.
No. She has a full-time job.
Do we know what her job is? She works at Remax.
Well,
and shit?
she said, I feel I can say it because she said it on Snapchat, that she works at some bank. So she is corporately employed.
She's lucky she's not in L.A.
Some girls just get off
this fat
on-
ass check. Let me get my asshole.
I think it's basically for her. It's like it's like a thing where she does her 9 to 5. Then I think she really is one of these people that is hypersexual. Like she really enjoys doing it.
And there's no problem with that.
Not at all.
I
And then she
discriminate.
goes, "You know what? I love doing this. Give me $500 to do it." And then people just.
I think it's a good way to get hepatitis A and B, not Hep C, but you can 100% catch it.
A and B?
I think B, but it's certainly A, because you get it through fecal matter. Good stuff.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Well, she said
She's playing a dangerous game,
it is a dangerous
especially
game.
with some of those athletes.
Yeah.
Those
Well-
big boys, sloppy boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It is amazing.
Imagine Vince Wilfork's ass, like you said.
Like he went right to my what?
Yeah.
It's the last place you want to be, in one of their asses, near one of their asses.
I feel like you should charge more for that.
Yeah.
If you're like a big motherfucker.
If you're big, she's like, dude, you over 300 pounds, I gotta charge you double.
There's a little tax on that.
Yeah, I gotta tax.
I would
that
imagine
ass.
most women like a big man because they feel safe in his arms, and he's just their big
These dudes
teddy
are
bear.
so big.
No,
man.
But for her, she's just going there, licking that asshole, getting the money, getting out. There's
But
no
don't
protection.
Let's
Yeah.
not take away from her head game. Just talking about her eating ass. Like she can suck dick crazy. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
She goes.
She doesn't have a gag
Head
reflex.
game's on point.
She's taken down like 8-9 inches all the way to the base. Like slobber. Like it's impressive.
That is impressive.
It's really impressive.
I feel sick right now, but that's
I
impressive.
also feel a little sick. I feel a tad sick, but I'm really enjoying this. But you know who got famous from all this? Who was kind of the first hoe to like publicize all this?
Who's
you
that?
mentioned on Rogan?
Yeah.
Was Superhead.
Superhead, yeah.
And she hooked up with like Bill Maher. She hooked up with a ton of people.
Wow.
Lil Wayne.
then told everybody
Jay
about it,
Z, and then like wrote a book.
Now, did those guys pay her? Or was she like being paid, or was she just kind
I
of?
really appreciate if she
celebrity
wasn't.
hanger on.
Well, she I think she was a stripper. A lot of these girls start off as strippers.
I think it's
and
fucked
then,
up if they
especially
paid her.
in New York. There's some club there, and we have them in LA too. But there's a club in New York and Atlanta. The one in Atlanta was there's a huge article in GQ, and it's all over Twitter. It's like this crazy club where just the dime pieces of it's like the Pro Bowl of strip clubs.
Yeah.
They just head down there. The baddest bitches on earth head down there, and then all these like rappers like make it rain nonstop in there.
Yeah.
And then they get wifed up. Like Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
He married one of them girls.
Married a stripper? Yeah.
She was I think she was a stripper and ball service girl. And then that's why he gets clowned on a lot of times. And then she used to date Lil Wayne.
I know
so
a
Lil Wayne
guy-
can't go to the Miami Heat games anymore.
I know a guy out here who's a really, really successful guy. Not somebody who's he's behind the scenes guy that divorced his wife and married a hooker,
Hooker.
a high end one, a high end escort. Yeah.
Dude, when especially when I was single, I had a friend who was like, "Oh, I want to set you up with my friend." And I was like, "Let me see her, girl." Sent me pictures. I was like, "God damn, she is fine as fuck." I was like, "What's the catch?" She's like, "This one's gonna sting a little." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
no.
I'm talking dime piece. I never
Yeah.
told you about it because I didn't want you to make fun of me. Dime piece.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, what's the deal?" And she's like, "This one's gonna sting a little bit." She used to be an escort. And when I mean used to, like last week.
Right.
I was like, damn, send her my number.
I was going to say that for me, I'd be like, what's the issue?
We dated for 3 years. Yeah,
There
but
you go.
anyways,
Would you do that? Would you date a?
I have no issues with it.
The answer is I did date a girl and was in love with a girl who stripped and I found out because I asked her and talked to her that she had, sometimes she just didn't want to strip. And one of her clients who was a regular, she would just be like, give me $600 and that way I can hang out all night and have sex with you for an hour. And told me, by the way, she goes, and by the way, it turned me on. I wasn't doing it, she was a little freak. And I fell in love with her. And then she was a drug addict.
I don't have any issues with it. You don't want to marry. You don't want to marry if she was an escort. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to have kids with that girl. But I don't have, especially when I was younger, and even now, I don't really give a fuck about a person's history.
No,
I've met porn stars who were dope as fuck.
My issue though
I've
is
hung out with porn stars. It's just
my issue is this.
Marry
My
them,
issue isn't so much when somebody
I
says,
don't want to be on Instagram with these hoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
my issue isn't if a woman says, she's young and she says, I don't want to. I'm beautiful. I have this incredible body. I could work in a restaurant and make $200 a night, or I could make $3,000 and work 2 hours a week.
Get your money,
like,
bro.
I get it. Like, I can get that. My issue only becomes the reason dating someone like that would come into question and letting myself really go and marry her is that I don't know what damage is. I don't know what's going on that got you to do that. Yeah,
I'm a
a lot of
scumbag
times
too, though.
I am too, and I get it. But I just wonder if that is. And by the way, and I'll make this call right now. I don't have data on it. Guarantee a lot of those women of the night make great wives and mothers, and they just happen to have been doing what they had to do at a time in their life.
Sometimes, but
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think porn
Sometimes
stars.
they wild the fuck
I think
out.
porn stars are a different animal. When you're willing to put yourself on camera like that, that's a form of self-destruction.
It'd be tough if she comes home and she's like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
honey, I just got done with a game.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
happening.
exhausted.
It's not
Dinner's
happening.
That
on you
happens.
tonight.
I watched one of those. I don't know. It's like MTV or TLC did one of those where
Talking about True Life?
maybe it was
With
where
the gay boys?
No. I'm talking about. It was like I'm dating or I'm married to a porn star, and man, it was like the girl came home and she was like, oh, I'm so tired. Like, I did this 16 guy blow.
Yeah,
thing
it's never
today.
happening.
And the husband was like,
I get it, girl.
no, he was like, oh, I try to get her to stop, but
Just
Yeah.
zoning
he
out.
was so zoned, so beaten down. He was like, I made you dinner.
Yeah, I mean
Here's
that's
your fucking dinner.
That's
roast
not.
beef.
That to me is a form of madness.
It's pretty crazy.
It just is. It's a form of madness, and there isn't a society, and I would argue there is not a society that would think that was okay. There's probably a reason that kind of behavior is kind of taboo. It's probably a reason why
people
those
are too
girls tend to
uptight.
be
But-
girls tend to be pretty damaged.
Wouldn't you agree though that like when any of I'm not saying you specifically, anybody comments on that there is a level of hypocrisy because at the same time, to a degree, we all kind of use it.
100%.
We consume
100%.
Right?
100%. And there's no difference to me whether I pay a straight professional or if I meet a stripper at a club and pay her to hang out with me for an hour, or I'm going to get some heat for this, but I meet a girl off fucking Tinder and we go to a club and I pay $2,000 for bottle service and then she hooks up with me.
I would agree with you.
Money's money.
Yeah.
Entertainment's entertainment.
Yeah.
I would agree.
One way or another, you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Just if I hire a professional, we cut all the bullshit and we get to what the dude really wants. Unless he's looking for a long-term relationship, that's different.
Don't
Yeah.
you think though that there is? I think
Two married guys go silent. No, yeah, okay.
No, I think the issue becomes like maybe it's a mindset, like that shortcut mindset that's probably going to catch up with you usually. The idea that I'm going to use my body to make money. I wonder what.
Oh, you don't want to see how that movie ends.
Yeah,
You wanna be the
that's kind of
director
how I
that
feel. I
movie.
wonder how that movie ends. Now, the way it ends, for a lot of women is like you said, they marry up, they
Whoa,
wife up.
Whoa, that's the exception, son. That's
Is
the
it, though?
exception. That like meets millionaires.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the exception.
Absolutely.
Certainly, that's how a lot of it. A
'Cause
lot
it
of
takes
times,
a special dude to be like, nah, you good? Let's do this.
yeah.
And then
Well,
the
no,
kids
but
and
what they
shit.
do is this: they go, here's what they do. They will start having sex with a guy for free because he's special. And then that's how the guy starts to feel like he got her out of the business. He was the one who broke her from.
Sounds like
those
someone's
bad
already read
habits.
this book, huh?
He's that wild horse.
That's right.
Tame that zebra.
He's her knight in shining armor. She had to do all this stuff with all these bad guys, and along comes the hero who says, Prince Charming, I'm going to take you away from all this shit.
You know what I think
That's what
probably
happens.
happens a lot too is there's probably like the girl who's working at that club, the strip club, and the guy who kind of throws a lot of money around, but isn't really that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's kind of
He's like hood rich
stretching
a
it
little bit.
He's kind of stretching it, like taking out cash advances on his car. And she thinks like this is the guy, and probably he's just drowning in debt, but she has no idea.
The one night to get loose.
He's got like a car. She's like, oh, that's a nice car. He's like, yeah, I got like whatever, and
Rented.
then it's like, and then he's much more damaged than she is.
For real.
But it takes a while before probably she recognizes.
I agree with
bet
that.
But
probably
also
happens
think
a lot.
about this for a second. Like when your job, and it could be any job, maybe the issue is when your job is to do something that you don't necessarily want to do. Like the entire transaction is a bit of a lie, right? So she's going to sleep with highest bidder. And the guy could be whatever.
Look at that bone in your thumb, man.
Yeah, I broke my finger. I'm a fighter. But when you have to say yes to something and have sex with somebody you're not attracted to, but you're going with the highest bidder,
that's gotta be
that
rough.
compromise within your own persona. That I wonder that's probably comes with a
Bro,
tax.
you watch Gigolos, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
Yes.
Dude, that's my shit. Season, I think 6 is being filmed. It comes out in March.
Really?
Yeah, son.
Brace is amazing.
Brace is the best.
He's the best.
Brace is his name.
We've
That's a
had
good
him,
name.
We've had him on our podcast.
Shut the fuck up.
Probably 5 or 6 times.
Brother.
He's the best. Did you see the episode where they rap battle?
Oh my God. The black guy and the dude with all the tattoos?
Yeah. So
yes.
the
And
the
he
black
gets
dude,
destroyed?
The black dude is Vin is just like, doesn't claim anything. The other guy, Nick, is like, I'm a rapper. I'm working on my raps all
They
the
show him in
time.
the studio, like
Yeah,
dropping a beat.
and he is awful. Like the
terrible.
worst.
It's like Brendan from Making a Murder being
It's
a rapper.
so
it's terrible. It's the worst thing you've ever seen.
It
He's
is.
all, there's a cup here. I don't want to be there. It's like it's so awkward.
He's
It's like disaster.
He's one of those guys. You see a lot in with athletes too, that you can tell that they're trying to convince themselves when they tell you how confident they
Yes.
are. But they're like,
You know
they're not-
damn well.
Yeah, they're like, nobody's more competitive than me. I'm the most confident guy. I could beat up anybody in the world. And you're like,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
don't believe
buying
that. But yeah,
that.
you don't believe that at all. So he's like, always just like, I'm an awesome rapper. I work on my raps all the time. Like even the lingo with which he describes it, you're like, you're all out of whack, dude. This is terrible. And the guy
White
goes,
beater,
oh,
Venom tattoo, so it's like all black chains.
Nice.
so the guy goes, man, you're so like, I will fucking like rap battle you. And
He
he's
makes
like,
fun of him.
Yeah, and he goes, you want to come get served? You want to come get? He's like, I will do it, but you have to. Here's the deal. If I beat you, you have to admit what a shit fucking rapper you are. And he's
It's
like,
my favorite episode.
He's already winning. By the way, you've
Oh,
already
yeah.
won. That's already.
Even to agree to
amazing.
that,
Yeah.
you've already lost.
And then when it goes down, here's the thing. The guy who's not a rapper, who's just like
Vin.
whatever, yeah, he actually does a pretty decent job. Like, if he was in
Decent
the
for
room
sure.
right now, he's the best rapper. Like, it was good, right? The dude who claims to be a rapper is dog shit.
It's so bad.
The worst thing I've
It's
ever
so
heard.
so bad. I loved it.
It's so amazing.
He's in Vegas. He's an aspiring rap artist and
and he's a
escort.
whore. He's a hoe.
Dude, I went to their website. I think it's Angels and I forget. It's Angels something.
Yeah,
The
they say it on
website's
the-
Angels
They
and
say it on the Cowboys.
This is
Angels
in,
and Cowboys.
This is in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, escort service. You look them up, and those dudes aren't even really the dime pieces. I guess they're just the ones with the personality. I
dime
guess because you look on there, there's some dime pieces like shredded dudes.
Oh, I got to see
Like,
this.
oh, you gotta see it. Angels and
Dude,
Cowboys.
you could do that. You could be a hoe.
for sure.
I'm
in Vegas.
If you like him old, if you like him pushing
No, there's some
50,
older ones on there.
Yeah.
Also,
He's a
I
gentleman.
could never do it, man, because they have to hook up with some
They show you.
Baruto girls.
And then they have to do
Baruto.
they have to
Oh.
do some shit that's not just standard either. Like they'll be
I'll
like,
tell you, you know who I'd
like,
hire?
put on a monkey outfit and I want you to crawl around. And I'm gonna put little bowls of milk on the ground and ride you
Dude,
back.
how about the glory hole box? This girl wanted a glory hole box, and it was a box with just like
Cocks
Swiss
everywhere.
cheese,
That's
like
great.
Swiss cheese, and then all the gigolos showed up, put all their dicks into it, and she's just milking them like cows.
Really?
Yeah, man.
She just wanted to suck on a bunch
yeah,
of dongs.
and they got paid for that shit, son.
Well, I would.
The
I mean,
three of us should start.
I guess I would
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
my
yeah.
dick in a glory hole. I'd have to call my wife and be like,
She was hot.
"Is
too.
this cheating?"
She wasn't bad at all. But usually they suck. I don't get how they even get it up. You know how I'd hire though? Vin.
That'd be your guy?
Fool, well, not for me, but if I was, but for
Not
like
for
a girl,
me.
for like if my mom was single and she wants someone, I'd hire Vin because that fool goes to work.
Really?
Oh
Is
man,
he a stud?
He's the dude who really cares.
They've
about
showed
the
him.
patient.
They've
Really?
showed him limp on the, and he's
Who's got the piece?
he does. It's got to be. I think.
For him.
Yeah.
You know who's
His
a little
flaccid
weird?
dick is
You know who's a
something.
little weird? I forget his name. The dude with the long ponytail, and he's all, it's the inner beast is raging right now.
see, that
bitch,
dude-
shut up!
Oh,
and
he's-
suck this titty.
He's right for a lot of them though, because
That's what I'm saying,
you
the sensitive type.
He like gives them massages.
Dude, I'm
and
so
he's
glad
like-
you watched
He
this show.
connects with their energy. Yeah.
What would your name be if you were an escort? Because Tom, I don't know.
You know.
Oh, Big Tom. Big
Tom.
Tom would come here and dick you down. Big Tom.
Big Tom.
The guy in the leather coat? Yeah, Big Tom.
Big Tom.
He's going to fuck you right.
I would end up getting calls from all these bears. All these dudes.
Oh yeah.
Dudes.
Oh yeah. I'm
You-
looking for a
Dude,
bear.
I think some of them like the way the dick tastes. I think
Yeah.
some of them, especially Brace.
You think he does?
I think
no.
so. I bet he's at
Some
a dick
guys.
touch
Some
his
guys
mouth.
will. Some guys will fuck.
I mean, I think he's probably done some like
Gay
some
for
DP
pay?
action. No, he's probably just had his bag touch some other guys, but not like.
Well, they show that one. Him and other homeboy are about to do it, and Brace is all weird about it. Because you know,
What would our escort service be called? Would it be called Change My Diaper? And then
We just lick
you have
everyone's
to-
asshole?
No, they have to lick ours. That's the only service you can
Ooh.
get.
funny and strong. We call funny and strong. You and I, Mike's, Brendan, lifting weights, all oiled
could
up.
be called the Burley Boys, and we just fuck them right.
Sticks. Call me Sticks and the Burley Boys.
I think the impressive
Sticks
thing
and bricks.
is-
If you like them hairy, and big, if you like them thin and semi-hairy but older, and if you like them big, brown, and Apache-like,
Dude, I like sticks and bricks. How about Cowboys and Indians?
Ooh, just like, and we're challenging the Angels
good.
for Cowboys
Yeah,
thing.
Cowboys and
Like,
Indians.
oh, what's up, Cowboy? We got another Cowboy.
Picture me
Like,
just
yeah.
you
Start
two
stealing their
behind
business.
me as Cowboys and me in front just as an Indian
Yeah.
with my dick out.
bristle and
and
smooth.
there's a feather on the end of your dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And they call me
Bristle and smooth.
Cowboys and Indians be sick.
Bristle and
You're
red.
wearing only a cowboy button-down top, no pants,
With
and
a heart
I'm
on.
only wearing the chaps but no top.
Ah.
That'd be fun.
Dude, you're crazy. You don't think people would pay for that? I don't get how they do it. I could not fucking do that, man. And I don't think they make that
It's
much
amazing.
money.
No, it's not that much, but it's amazing that they can just perform with any chick, right? They just
They
show
have to
up.
be on drugs, right?
I don't
I
know.
think they're
Probably.
popping.
Some guys can get it up for pretty much anybody.
Anything. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yo, I'm telling you, you should see some of these clients. There was one lady, 75,
Yeah.
and he was like, "What's up, girl? Dick, rock hard."
That'd be a tough one.
Like rolled it straight into her fucking old ass.
Now,
She
do
had,
they show
she
this
had, like
stuff?
soup and Weathers Originals and shit, and he just balls deep.
Do
in
they
it.
show this stuff?
Oh yeah,
They show a lot.
on
They don't
Showtime,
show,
son.
Yeah, they don't show so much. What? They don't show actual penetration. Like,
No, they show him like
But-
hitting it from the
yeah.
back.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Hey, look, you
Yeah.
just hit and Brace is going hard in the paint on these bitches. Hard in the paint. I mean, he is all red, just I'm like, get him, dog.
Yeah.
My favorite show on TV.
That's
I've never been
amazing.
able to talk about it. It's my favorite show.
Red,
My
you're
favorite-
going, get him,
fucking
dog.
man.
Bro, hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Let's group text this
You know what we should
motherfucker.
do?
Trying
You
to get
should
a dick pic.
Come on our podcast and we'll call him. We'll have him call
Oh,
in.
bro, and just
Yeah.
rap about
Yeah,
the show
yeah,
because they're shooting the new season.
I can't believe there's another season
Because
coming.
I talked about it, and then a bunch of people tweeted me. He's like, "Yo, it comes out in March."
Wow. Gigolos.
It's my
You'd make a
favorite
lot
show.
of money, dude.
I'm not the guy for the job because that old bitch calls me up. Can't do it.
Yeah.
There's no price you
But
can
what
give
if
me.
you pop a pill? You might be able to do it.
I don't think so.
No?
It's
No,
tough.
my brain doesn't work like
Tough.
Have you
tough.
taken a pill?
that. Never.
But maybe it'll work. I've never taken it either, but
Have you ever taken this shit, Callum?
I took it
You're a
once.
little older, yeah.
Gave me a headache.
Really?
But I never needed it. Not to be a dick, but I don't.
You have the. You've never been tested, right? I bet your testosterone's through the roof because you have more energy than me.
It's got to be. Ask my wife. I just don't need it. I took it once to see what would happen, and I got a headache, and I guess my dick was, but it didn't.
But you
the
still
thing-
get morning wood and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
So how often do you give it to the wife?
I try to give it to her. I believe in giving it to her. I would give it to her way more, but she's like, I'm tired. And when she says that, I go, all right. But I mean,
Yeah.
at least twice a week.
Yeah, that's a good boy.
It's not easy when you're married. I mean,
I
because you
know,
got
man.
kids and
Yeah.
everybody's tired. And
I can't imagine.
but I think it's important. I think marriage is a verb. It's kind of tending to your garden.
With those blue pills, though, your dick can be. I've heard dudes had to go to the emergency room because their dicks are hard for 24 hours.
It's not.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I remember in middle school, I'd get a boner, and I'm like, God, dog, how do I get rid of this thing? And it was raging. It would hurt. Man.
Yeah.
It would hurt.
Did you crank them out? Is that how you?
No, for a while I couldn't figure it out, and then finally you do. You know.
like,
But for a while, it's like I'm in these sweats, raging boner. I gotta sit through this goddamn English class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still get boner. I jerked off at the bank yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
In the car?
No, in line at the.
Just because you were excited because you're about to make a big ass deposit or something?
Carry a pocket pussy with you, or how does it work?
Yeah. I just did a fleshlight. And
Good man. Hey, guys. I'm going to be a second.
Bro.
Next. Give me a second.
I was watching the new True Life on MTV, right? Or no, stupid TV, but it's True Life. They're not as good as the older ones, but it was these dudes.
I remember the one you were referring to, by the way.
I'm talking about the
gay for pay guy.
Gay for pay dude.
I saw that.
And they would fuck these dudes to show them on set, like getting ready, and then off camera he'd be like, I ain't gay, dog. I just need to run.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Meanwhile, cut to just all over him.
That dude, the young guy who was on that, because I remember that the other guys that the other actors that were all gay were like, man, you're gay as fuck.
Yo, come on, dog.
Like they were like, stop saying that shit. Because he was like, I'm not. And
he was like totally against it. And then they show another dude who's just getting into it, but he has a girlfriend and hasn't told her. And then he's Skyping with his buddy, like his boy. They're like best friends. And they're Skyping on to one of the producers of the show. And they're like, yeah, so we came up with this. Obviously probably fixed. But they're like, yo, we came up with this. We need you two to fuck on camera. And they're both like, no problem. That's cool.
Yeah,
like,
see,
nah, dog.
my
both
wife,
of you are gay.
Yesterday,
it's not a big deal.
Yesterday at dinner, my wife goes, she said, I wouldn't care if Brian hooked up with a guy, I'd probably be like, whoa. And I was like, what? Interesting. I was like, yeah, but that women, it just depends.
Shit,
depends on what you think is
now.
cheating.
Shit, dog. Speaking of gigolos.
Yeah, I mean, if I was doing
So
a
your wife-
Segura Shab sandwich, hey, you guys, I'm straight. I'm straight.
Chinese finger cuff
so
your ass.
I'm straight. I'm straight. Tom, take it easy on my 49-year-old starfish. Oh, you big fucking bear.
You can't talk because you got Brendan in your mouth.
When you guys were single, did you ever have any weird moments like that with gay dudes ever hitting on you or
Hitting on you?
If you go to like a party where they're people are down for the clown.
I went to a gay phase between my 30s and 40s, but that's it. I mean,
what was that
10
phase
years.
like?
it's still going, but I mean, for the most part, I don't approve.
Yeah.
No, I've never any gay. A friend of mine from high school married a guy. I walked into the thing and I looked at the guy. I go, well, your husband's gay, and all these guys are gay, and these are your friends. And he tried to kiss me.
And he was getting married to a girl that day?
He was married to my friend, and he tried to kiss a big, handsome guy, and he grabbed my mouth, and he went to kiss me, and I went, whoa. I remember that, and that was the only, and I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
I remember when I moved out here, I was working on the East Coast, and I was like, I'm moving to L.A., and this guy that worked at the place I was at was a gay guy. He goes, oh, do you have a place to live? And I go, no, not yet. And he goes, I know a guy who will let you live at his house, like a huge house with a pool. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, he will give a room to any hot guy. And I go, no, I'll probably just pay rent.
Nah, pass, dog.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, man.
That's the
I don't
key.
do that. Yeah.
It can just get super uncomfortable.
Now I was saying I was pretty hot. I was 22.
Yeah,
So
you're a dime
don't be
piece.
like, yeah.
Just got to LA.
Oh,
dude, when I first came to LA, I was at Fresh Corn Grill in West Hollywood. I didn't know shit about West Hollywood. I got a tank top on. I got these short ass shorts. I'm like, what up?
Why are they so short?
I don't know. I like short shorts. I like my legs to be free because I just
Yeah.
got done working out.
And they're American.
And I'm there with my boy, and we're walking out. Not making this up. Who's the jazzercise? Come on, boys. Gene Simmons?
Richard
No,
Simmons.
Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons, swear to God, drives by, stop. He's in a Land Rover. Someone else is driving. He's in the passenger. He goes, oh my God, I would eat you up. Rolls down the window, and I'm like, holy fuck, is that Richard Simmons?
Wow.
Really?
That's
man.
awesome.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
I love
One of my
Richard
first times
Simmons.
in LA. and I
He's
was
not
like,
even gay.
oh,
That's
shit.
I love
crazy.
him.
crazy,
He's
right?
not even
It's
gay.
weird, dog.
Yeah,
I think
man.
he just wanted to work out.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. You ever train with him?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
I had when I came in and there was everybody sitting for an audition, And it was a voiceover, and somebody said something to me about my jeans, and I go, well, the thing is, I'm sponsored by Stud. It's an organization, and I'm a very good looking guy. And a dude looks at me and he goes, duh. And I went, oh. I go, oh. And he goes, yeah, you're very good looking. And everybody looked at me and I was like, there it is. Well, there it is. And then I sat down. I got embarrassed.
Yeah. Have you ever been to like a gay club like the Abbey or anything like that?
Yes.
So
One time, Bert Kreischer and I went with
two bears.
2 bears. We went with the guy that we were going to one of these workout boot camp places, and like whatever.
You and Bert Kreischer on a workout boot camp.
I love
not,
Bert, man. That dude makes me laugh.
The guy that was our trainer there was a gay dude, and we went with him and his friend, a girl, and we went to like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 different spots where there was like what is it, transsexual? I don't know the word.
Yeah, you're fine.
One of those.
You're in a safe zone.
Yeah, transsexual dancers and gay. Yeah, we went out to all these places.
Dude, I was dating a girl.
It was hilarious, by the way. It was.
Dude,
really fun.
I was dating a girl when I got to L.A. and one of her best friends was gay. He was having a birthday party. Again, I just got here. I don't know shit about the Abbey. She goes, I want you to come with me. We go to the Abbey. I went in there. If you're a decent looking dude, you're like a piece of cake at a 6-year-old's birthday party. These motherfuckers fucked me up.
Well, yeah.
I was like exhausted. I got out of there sweating, bruises from dudes grabbing my big ass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Handsy.
At where?
Handsy. The Abbey.
Well, you're a big, handsome athlete.
Yeah.
Guys are gonna like you.
They're trying to diaper me.
They wanted to change it. I went one time to like one of these. It wasn't the Burke Williams. It was one of these really nice spas, though. One of these high-end spas, and they have you have your treatment rooms, but you also have the community areas like a steam room. And I was in there, and this guy just started like, oh, like so, what do you do? And I was like that, and then he just opened his towel, like and was like.
Let's go, Doug.
Hang out, and I was like, all right. So I sucked his dick. No, but it was mega uncomfortable to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm already sweating, man. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. It's like,
sure is hot, man. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Sure is hot.
Yeah,
bro. You know who doesn't play that shit? You know this Shark Eyes Doll Smile. Yeah. We're at one of those things.
Wait, what?
My brother, we call him Shark Eyes Doll Smile.
He's got shark eyes, great white shark, the big black eyes that are completely without life, and a pasted
Him
on
and
smile.
Tom could be brothers. I feel a little. They have
Little bit.
similar.
it's a little
like
bit
eyes,
of a little serial killer kind of.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit. But we were at. It was like one of those spas, and we were taking a cold shower, and there's a hot tub full of all older dudes. Again, I didn't know, man.
Yeah.
This is in Denver. Well, these dudes are cock gazing like a motherfucker. They're just, and my brother.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a tailpiece. I mean, he has
panther
a panther tail on his. I mean, he's packing heat.
Really?
Oh, my brother packs heat, son.
Nice.
For whatever reason, I'm all right. My brother got the.
What about Dad?
He's got me beat.
Dad's decent.
He's got me beat. Your brother?
Very similar.
Right.
His is fatter though. His looks like an elephant trunk holding water.
Really?
I always tell him that. He gets all embarrassed. Anyways, we're taking a shower. These old dudes, these gay old dudes, are in the hot tub, will not quit cock gazing. And even I said something like, God damn, look at them thirsty ass boys over there. My brother turns around and goes, what the fuck, man? The fuck you looking at? All of them just all get out, get their towel. My brother's a hardcore dude. All gets out, get their towel, and leave. I was like, damn, what's wrong with you, man?
Jay
Ain't
Schaub.
nothing wrong with a little cock gazing. Shit.
He must get a lot.
Brendan was
I
peacocking.
didn't mind it. Yeah.
You were peacocking.
You see something you like, speak up. That's what I told him.
Yeah. You didn't mind a little action, right?
Nah, man.
I mean, a little.
You staring at my garden hose, son? That's what I said.
My
to him.
garden hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a fucking elephant trunk on him.
My brother's packing a bamboo stick, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Nice.
That's good.
Congratulations, Jay. Look at my voice gets real deep. Hey, let's move on. Let's get into some
current
current
events.
events.
Let me take a piss right
about
quick.
dicks.
All right.
So bad.
All right.
Let's jump in some current events with Evan the Body the Beard. He has a beard and a body.
Beard and a body.
He's on season 6 of Gigolos.
Season 6 of Gigolos.
Who ordered broom service on their asshole?
There it is.
Sorry, man.
If you got a dirty rump, his beard will clean you up. That's right. It's the ass broom.
We'll send in Throatzilla and then you clean up.
You call it a beard. We call it an ass broom.
Dude, that's a nice beard.
Isn't it
Hey,
nice?
right back at you, man.
Thank you, but I mean,
Well,
yours is,
Tom, I've been staring at your beard. It's so unruly.
You think so?
It's just unruly.
I ran out here. I mean, I didn't.
I mean,
I have.
you just let it grow.
maintenance
Does your wife dig it?
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
You
no.
just let it. You let it grow though.
Yeah, but I mean, I go to a guy that he shapes it. I don't do it myself, man.
Well, you have money.
A ton. But I mean,
You have a beard guy, dude.
yeah, I'm a beard guy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
When your success before we get into current events, I mean, you've had a marked jump in your attendance. Was that from the Netflix special?
Yeah, I think the first one, and then the second one just came out
I know.
a week ago. And
That one's killing it. I
that
feel like
one's
that
done really
one,
well.
I hear from everyone how it's
Well,
doing.
you went from clubs to theaters.
Yeah, but I mean now I'm working clubs now to try to build it. You got to build a new hour because the one
Yeah,
came
that's
out.
true.
So I'm working clubs, and I'm gonna try to do a theater tour in the fall.
That's a big deal.
Sick,
Yeah.
man.
That's when you know you've done something.
Yeah,
Selling what 1,200 tickets at a time.
yeah. I mean this past weekend was in Denver. I sold 2,200.
We're out in
at a
Denver.
club.
That's huge.
I did the Works. I did 8 shows.
God damn, 8 shows. We're
That's
at
a
Comedy
lot.
Works March 17th through the 19th. We have 4 shows.
It's actually 18th and 19th.
Yes, we have 4
March
shows.
You're going downtown.
Yeah.
It's
No.
the show.
Oh no, we're at Greenwood Village.
Greenwood-
Oh, it's not as
Greenwood
good, but
Village.
it's still great.
Yeah. still
But it's a big room. It's a
Yeah.
big room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that she knows
Where
how
I'm
to run.
from, son.
Really?
Yeah, I'm from Denver.
She knows how to run a club, man. Wendy Curtis.
Yeah,
owns
she
those
does.
clubs.
Dude, Wendy's awesome.
There's nothing better when you go to these comedy shows, like whether it's a theater or a club.
You're gonna get spoiled. Have you been to that club?
No.
You're gonna get spoiled as a
Dude,
talent.
there's night and day when someone doesn't have their shit together and you're dealing with them
Yeah.
compared to someone who has their
They
shit
are
together.
on top.
Because I have
of
to
it,
do with
dude.
like all the logistics, like setting up the music, current events, all that stuff. People who have their shit together reach out to me before. Other clubs, like literally 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what do you want us to do?
No, when
God
you deal with
damn.
Comedy Works and people like that who've been in the business a long time, they take
know
care
what's
of
up.
They're gonna
business.
take care of everything.
Wendy knows everything.
Yeah, and they know I only eat red and blue Skittles, stuff like that.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And my Starburst, I need unwrapped. Don't fuck around, man.
Don't fuck
I won't
around.
be back. I won't be back.
You guys, the candles.
You have a date you want to
requests?
plug right now?
Yeah. Is this up today or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, this will drop tomorrow morning. We usually do it at the end though.
This weekend, January 22nd, 23rd, I'm at Flappers in Burbank for 4 shows, and then February 5th and 6th, Wise Guys in Utah.
I'm going to be in Comedy Mix of Vancouver tonight, tomorrow, the next
Tonight?
day. Yep.
That's a
Thursday,
great
Friday,
club.
Saturday. And then I'll be at Helium in Philadelphia, February 20.
Another good one.
February 18, 19, 20.
Where's your favorite city, Tom?
I would say Denver. Then I like Seattle. I like Vancouver.
Yeah, that's a lot of cities. You're
Austin,
listing right
New
now.
York. I mean,
That's a lot. That's every
I don't have
city.
like one city.
Yeah, I know, but you're listing every city. I said like one.
Maybe
though.
they all love him.
I mean, I said 5.
Current events.
Hey, but hold on. Where'd you film your special at?
Seattle. The latest one in Seattle. The first one in Minneapolis. The latest one in Seattle.
Love me some Seattle.
Seattle's the shit, man.
Yeah.
And then on how did you decide to go with Netflix? I'm always curious.
They were
about
just
this.
first because the first one was
They were
you know,
thirsty for Tom.
The first one I had like produced with a company and we licensed it to him, right?
You sold it to him.
Right.
Word.
So the second one, I wanted to be there, so I invited Netflix to a show. They watched it and they were like, "Yeah, we'll produce it."
Yeah, no
as an
shit,
original."
Netflix.
So
That's
that's how that worked out. Yeah,
That's
It's the
awesome.
place to be, man.
Yeah.
Netflix for comedy and really shows now, they're taking shit
They're
over.
crushing it, man.
Like Apple's like, damn, we need to figure this out. Now they're starting to get all this real content and they're
Yes.
going to stream TV now
Yep.
too.
They're
Cable's
all-
about to be Dunzo.
yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Look at his arms. Wait, what do you curl?
What do I curl?
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't done curls in a long time.
A lot.
that's just natural,
That's natural, Doug.
If he
That's
had to.
natural, Doug. Why do you think he's
Dude.
our producer?
man.
If he had to. He's like a hairless chimpanzee.
No, he's like a hairless badger.
He's a hairless badger, a hairless
with a
chimpanzee
beard.
badger.
Not hairless at all.
Well,
Maybe
you're
just
not that
badger.
hairy.
He's pretty hairy.
You just got a beard.
He's got man hair. He's got a hairy chest. Current events.
Yeah. Before it gets too weird.
Go ahead, man.
All right. First current event. Former Steelers receiver Antoine Randall came out and said that if he could go back, he would not play in the NFL because he basically can't remember anything anymore.
God damn, can't remember anything.
Retarded.
What'd you think was going to happen? Run face first into other grown-ass men with a helmet on.
You're gonna hear a lot of guys talk shit like that now.
For sure.
for sure, man.
I don't remember shit. I need my money.
What is it gonna do for football?
Well, Antoine Randall was a
Yes.
I mean, he was a superstar with Pittsburgh, with the Washington Redskins.
He could also throw the ball.
Hell yeah.
played-
He was
played
like kind of
quarterback in
like
college.
the Slash after Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
He was a beast, man. Then now he's saying if you read the article, if he could do it all over again, he would have played baseball. He wouldn't have played football.
Wow.
And he had a great career.
I got
And he
fucked up in the NFL, man.
he played for years.
Yeah.
He was a really good. He was a really good player.
And what did he say?
I got fucked up in the NFL, man.
Okay, well, I feel like you're making light of his head trauma.
I don't give a shit.
Antoine,
What do you? But
Antoine.
his thing is, I guess he was saying like he asked for like he asked his wife like several times in a row questions and he doesn't remember it.
You know what I'd like to say to Antoine Randall? I'd like to go,
He just like go. That shit was rough, dog.
Man.
What was rough? Your entire career.
man, you got hit hard, man.
Hard, dog.
it's what the
it's kinda
fucked
what
up
you
thing
pay
is there's
for.
no way to cure it, right? There's nothing to do.
Oh
about
no,
it.
it's the
You're
brain's the one
done,
thing
dude.
you can't. Like everything else, you're good.
What's that guy? The
How old is he
49ers
now?
Guy? Chris Borland, was that his name?
Yes,
he played
the
one-
linebacker.
He played a year, and they're like, "You're going to be the shit."
Played
He's
a
like,
year,
"I'm
balled
done."
out, and was like, "Oh no, I see what this does to your brain,
Yeah,
especially linebacker. I'm out."
It's really interesting.
Yeah, so gangster.
That dude's that's an amazing thing. That he even gave money back. He gave signing bonus money back.
Yeah, he was like, "My bad."
It makes
here
you
go.
wonder what, as more and more guys like Antoine Randall come out and young men go, "Oh, I'm not going to remember anything at 40."
Oh, he's not even 40. He's 36.
That's terrible.
He's pretty young.
Think about that. That's a young
I'm
guy.
36.
That's an incredibly young guy. Think about that.
You're only
I'm
36.
36, man. I didn't get fucked up playing football.
Yeah, you
My
feel
brain.
good. Your brain's firing, son.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. Football feels like it's not going to be. I don't know.
Football and fighting. I'm telling you, wait 10 years from now
Dude,
when the
fighting?
UFC fighters come out.
Yeah.
Wait,
Really?
because we haven't seen the repercussions of fighting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's as bad. I'm telling you right now, it's not good.
Dude, we don't have to say.
It ain't good.
we
But
don't
I
have to
know
say
some
names.
fighters-
Yeah, because you're a fighter. We don't have to say fighters' name. But there are some dudes that have been in it for a minute that facial structure, eye
Just
contact,
everything. The dude interviews like,
Yeah. And then they're like, can you go back and win it all again? And you're
yeah, it's like, damn, do
maybe
your thing, dog.
someone should stop you
Yeah.
from being completely immobile.
This is the thing,
36.
though. As an athlete, especially football fighting, there's no protocol on when to retire. No one ever talks to you about that, ever. They talk about what to do with your money so you don't go broke.
Yeah.
They talk about what to do when you're in the NFL to stay in the NFL. In the UFC, they talk about, again, what to do with your money, taxes. There's no protocol for when's it time to retire.
It's crazy. You know, another 49er, Patrick Willis,
Yeah.
retired.
One of the greatest linebackers of all time.
Dude, they said, I mean, legit, he could have played another 6 seasons at a high level.
Yes.
He just was like, I'm done. I mean, he played probably, 6, 7 seasons, something like that?
I think he's a Pro Bowl for all 7.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute
Captain.
beast and was like, I'm done. You know, I
Do a lot of the guys you played with that you know
Fighting or
after a
football?
game, football, after a game, would a lot of guys have headaches? I mean,
When I played, it really wasn't that big of an issue, right? Because my last game was 2006. Yeah, 2006. So back then, no one really talked about it.
But plus,
I
dudes
remember.
aren't going to say it anyways. They're not going to
Not
like, my
really.
head
Now
hurts.
I think they will. Now
Yeah.
it's definitely a discussion in the locker room, especially in fighting. Now guys are more smarter. Guys aren't sparring as much
Right.
because they see the repercussions. But when I was playing, it was like I remember this play called 96 Power, where I was the fullback and I would run as fast as I can into the outside linebacker, and it would be a collision that the entire campus could hear. They would circle that on the call sheet. On the play sheet, they'd circle it, and they would show it like, oh, here's 96 Power. Watch Schaub and Brian Ewu, who played in the NFL for like 6
Ewu.
years.
So he's a
monster.
Samoan.
No. He's a black guy from Houston.
Yeah.
Ewu. Brian Ewu. Anyways, so
Black and
we would
Samoan.
run into just pure black.
You don't know.
Great guy.
Pure black.
Yeah, pure black. But we would run into each other.
Okay.
And I just remember I'd see a flash, like a gunshot every time.
Fuck.
And people were like, yeah, they cheered on. Brain trauma.
Yeah.
You shit your pants when you're 30.
Jesus.
Thanks, guys.
You can
Wow.
feel that still, I bet, right?
Huh?
You can feel.
For reals, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not good.
No.
But now at least there's a discussion, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you see, practices have also changed in college and NFL. There's a lot more non-contact practices. These guys, I'm saying, top. This is the highest level you can get to. We'll be like, we're not going to have you hit each other. It used to be where you hit as hard as you can every day, every single
was
practice.
Well, not only that,
That's how
you were
do
doing it as kids. I think
Yeah.
what you're going to see a lot of, we don't know when that damage was really done. Like these guys have been playing since they were, I don't know, 6, 7.
Yeah.
7.
You know,
I
hitting
played
each
football
other.
since I was 6.
Yeah, you got to ask how much of the damage as their brain was developing was done. And I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see kids hitting full contact until they're juniors in high school.
It happens, but my theory on when I really think it happens at the higher level.
I
Because
agree.
The
Bigger, faster, stronger.
That's really what it is, because when you're playing Pee Wee League, you are playing essentially against a lot of basically non-athletes.
No, and everyone runs the 40 in about 20 seconds. So the hits are like,
yes, but once you're in,
Yeah.
you're
Like two
playing
clay pieces.
big. You're playing
Yeah.
high level. You know,
You get-
any level
you
of
get knocked
college
the
football,
fuck
you're
out.
playing with
You
like
get
real
knocked the fuck
athletes.
out, yeah.
You guys are running full speed,
Everyone is.
strong guys. Yeah, it's
That's
that's
the
where
issue,
you
man.
really get fucked up, man.
it's tough because, again, it's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Now, if I'm Antoine Randall and I was going to get drafted in baseball
What
or
if it's your
football,
brother's dick? Squeeze that fucking thing.
Hey, that's not what he was
Hey,
talking about.
that
I'm sorry.
squeeze is
Hey,
worth
man,
the juice.
that's all you've been thinking about this whole time.
Sorry, I just got distracted.
That's all right.
Sorry, I got distracted. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
I play baseball. I mean,
Yeah, if my kids get at baseball
It's the
or
shit.
football, you're
The
playing
shit,
baseball,
man.
bitch.
Yeah,
It's guaranteed
baseball.
money.
Those
There's no
motherfuckers-
repercussions. Take
Play-
all the steroids you want.
They play 20-something year careers, guaranteed contracts.
lot of money.
Man,
The schedule's a beast,
it's
but
a
cry me
beast,
a
but
river.
yeah.
yeah, man.
It's-
Next
that's a
current
bummer,
event.
man. I don't know. What can you do?
All right. Next current event. This is kind of weird that this would happen twice in 1 week. But so Patriots linebacker Darius Fleming got 22 stitches in his leg from kicking out the window of a burning, flipped over car and pulling a woman out on Thursday. Then
Stud.
played against the Chiefs on Saturday with 22 stitches still in his leg.
Damn.
Then on Monday, Jamie Foxx did basically the same thing minus the stitches. Pulled some guy out of a flipped car that went down in his neighborhood and caught on fire.
I love it.
God damn.
I love it. Jamie Foxx plays the piano, wins Oscars, and saves lives.
Dude, how talented is Jamie
I love
Foxx?
Jamie
It's
Foxx.
upsetting.
He's
Yeah,
so talented.
it's really
I
crazy.
was watching, not to switch gears here, but speaking of talented people, I was watching Kelly and Michael this morning. Love that show. But I think Michael Strahan said the blueprint for like athletes as far as getting entertainment. And I was watching him talk, and before that he was on Good Morning America. Before that he was doing some other interview like one-on-one with Spike Lee. And I was thinking, I'm like, first of all, this dude was All-American in college at football. Then went to the NFL. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest New York Giants of all time.
Without a doubt.
Sack leader, the top sack leader, most sacks ever in the
didn't
NFL
know
in the
that.
season. Oh, and on top of that, this motherfucker is killing the game.
Killing
He's
it.
the host of Regis, or host of Kelly and Michael.
Bless you.
Stop that.
Hey.
He's the host of Kelly and Michael.
He's allergic to
He's the
Strahan.
host of Kelly and Michael. He's the host of Fox Sunday Football
Game show.
He flies in a game show now. He flies from New York, takes the red eye to L.A., back to New York to film Michael and Kelly. What the fuck?
He's amazing.
And as
Crazy.
he was talking, I'm like, dude, this dude's athletic career is insane.
He was a real
and now he's doing this.
beast too, man.
Super beast.
Some people are good at everything.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
one of them.
He's one of them, man.
Great. No, good's not that. Good doesn't do it justice. This motherfucker's great
Yeah.
at being an entertainer.
Yeah, because just the NFL career would be.
Because like The Rock, average football player,
Yeah,
wrestled, not really athletic. It's
Rock
fake
is
wrestling.
at the University
Biggest-
of Miami,
Yes.
and then they were like, "Hey, man, Warren Sapp's this new kid. He's
That's what he said.
yeah,
reals, yeah.
He said Warren Sapp was what kind of ended his
Yeah, they're
NFL
like-
aspirations.
Well, they went to the CFL, and then he had his family's tradition in wrestling, so he went and did that. So the Rock's not as impressive. Granted, he's a bigger star, and he's the biggest movie star in the world, but he wasn't the same caliber athlete as Michael Strahan.
Not the same cal. But one thing that's similar about those two dudes is that The Rock also, I don't know when he sleeps.
I agree.
It's like
I don't either.
a movie's out, he's tweeting about he's on set of another one, and then I signed a deal to do 3 more, and then we sold a show. I'm on a show tonight. I'm working out right now. Like it's
He posts pictures of him like just landing in Berlin to do the world tour for whatever fucking action movie, and it's like 4 a.m. here. He's in the weight room.
Yeah.
And then it shows picture steak tequila, private jet, fucking workout, all this stuff.
It's just work. Yeah.
Incredible.
Dude, I don't know if they're on some supplement I'm not on, but hey, if
you looked at his
if
traps,
someone
I would
could-
imagine
if someone
maybe.
could tweet me what they're taking,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
That's got to be.
Maybe
the-
they're taking those pills like that fucking Bradley Cooper movie. What was it? Limitless.
Limitless, yeah.
Maybe they found some Limitless shit.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
That's
That's a lot.
They are coming out with drugs, really interesting drugs. Like there's with people who have alcohol issues. They used to be like AA and all that. And all due respect to AA.
Oh, I listened to. I think was that Radio Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a pill that helps.
Take a drug now, and drugs are really effective apparently.
Now, what'll the drug do?
It'll actually, I guess, make you so you can actually drink moderately because after your third drink.
So the first drink it's whatever, but then after that your taste buds don't respond to it. You
don't feel that good with it.
Tastes like shit.
So you can have a drink or two, but not
one drink is straight. After that, the drinks aren't appealing.
The issue you run into is when people.
I like to get faded.
When all their good times came from drinking.
Yeah.
Then it becomes an emotional issue, and that's where AA or whatever psychiatry. I don't know.
They were saying though AA less than 5%. It's
the
positive
stats,
rate is less than 5%.
It's hard. It's a
AA
hard stat.
Working, son.
It's a hard stat to draw from. They don't that. But it's true that
that's what Radiolab said.
Yes, it's true that the I guess AA has a much less. It's much less successful than people thought.
Yeah, I know, 5%, son.
But 5% is controversial.
Well, I'm just saying that's what Radiolab said. I'm gonna listen to Radiolab.
Well, no, Radiolab all said it was there wasn't a lot of data, and they got a lot of shit for saying that from people. But yeah, it's true that it's low.
Yeah, they did say less than 5%. What else you got, Ev?
So we got a couple small ones. They're not huge, but they're kind of cool. I saw this video yesterday. Apparently, this is a pretty fucking cool fuck you money rich guy move to pull, in my opinion. Tyrese Gibson has a full-blown Benihana restaurant in his house. And he basically has Benihana parties. And he's like the cook, like doing the fucking fire, like the onion fire volcano
shit would get
thing.
old. Just cook my fucking
It
meal.
looks awesome.
He's
I went to Benihana's the other day.
Ridiculous person, Tyrese is. He's insane.
Hey, which Tyrese are we talking about? Fast and Furious Tyrese or Tyrese the model or Tyrese from Compton?
Talking Tyrese Fast and Furious.
Oh, word.
Model. It's both. He's the same guy.
He's also from Compton.
And he also sings.
Yeah.
Is he making? He's making some money.
It would look like he's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Tyrese from Fast
Fucking
and Furious?
Yeah.
Tyrese?
I don't know.
It's Benihana's in the house.
He'll do this.
He moved the restaurant into his house.
Oh, I think it might even be the Benihana. He'll do shit like on Instagram. He'll be like, he'll put a picture up of the guy that founded Benihana. And let's say his name is fucking Benihana.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, and on Instagram, he'll be like, yo, this is the dude that founded Benihana. I need his info. Somebody hook it up. I have a big idea I need to tell him about.
Big idea is stealing your shit.
Yeah. And then it'll be like cell phone, email, just give it to me. And then he'll post that. And then it'll be like, yo, Marissa Mayer, CEO of Yahoo, trying to hit her up. People, I need to tell her my new idea.
He's super unprofessional.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
that Compton, but he's killing the game.
He's doing great, man.
What if you had an unlimited source of funds? I mean, I give you $1 billion.
Benihana's is in there. Benihana's my
Would
house
you-
in there, but without all the gimmicks.
What would you do? Would you do something?
Spa with like 100 dudes just like hanging out. And,
That's what I thought.
Dude.
you know,
Big old
Let's
milky
do it.
dicks.
Yeah.
We can invest in that.
What? No, what if you for your house? Like what kind of crazy?
Yeah,
shit
like
for your house?
what do you think? You're not an extravagant guy, right? So
Right.
what do you think you
That
would
leather
spend money
coke
on?
speaks different.
I was gonna say.
Man, I mean, I seriously would like to have. I mean, a restaurant's pretty good at. You know, I always like traditional steakhouses with like the dark wood.
Yeah, me too, dog.
Like that.
Love
I would
that.
have
dark.
like a dark ass steakhouse dining room. I would have an Apple store with employees like that work full time.
So you can boss them around.
I treat him like
No,
shit.
I would make it where like I still have to schedule an appointment, but like I'm like, man, my phone's all fucked up. And then they go, you have to
So
wait.
you'd be really humble, even though you owned it.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be
Not
super
me.
humble and
I'd
wait.
run shit
You'd
like
wait in
Steve
line.
Jobs.
You'd
I'd be
wait
like,
in line.
Dude, I'd be like, there is no. I own this place, and they're like, you still gotta wait, man. You gotta
Sorry,
wait till-
dog.
You gotta
We
wait
got
till
a long
3.
line.
Yeah,
And you'd be like, I'm so down to earth. All right.
man. I guess, man.
Dude, I'd have a personal chef.
A chef
That'd
is
be
the
number
real-
one.
Yeah.
Like a gourmet personal chef. He'd cook healthy, but then at the same time, he'd be a little hood, so he could cook like rack of ribs and collard greens and stuff.
That's a good call.
Little hood.
Little hood.
I
Little
think-
hood in him.
I think a personal chef is probably the best thing you can do.
But he's staying with you all the time.
No.
So you don't want him too
No,
sexy.
that's a good
I want him
point.
to look like shit.
Here's what you do. You have a house for whoever works on your grounds off your property, but very close, so they can walk.
I know,
Right.
but that motherfucker, because I'm gonna be hungry. I am hungry all the time. He's constantly working, so he's in my house all the time.
It's fine.
So I need a girl chef who's bad as fuck.
You need to be. Why does she have to be bad as fuck?
Dude, I have all the money in the world.
No, because then you're gonna end up while she's sautéing.
Making your own hollandaise sauce.
She's gonna
How do you
saute
do
this-
that?
these
How do you
nuts
do
in
that?
her
You mind if
mouth.
I look over your shoulder? Whoops.
Whoops.
There it is.
What kind of barbecue sauce is that? Whoops. Here's a
Whoops.
full rack of
And
sausage.
then she's like, I'm pregnant.
I need to stir this sauce. Oh shit, your dick burned. Like that.
I don't know, bro. Is that what would happen?
Because you put your dick in the sauce.
All right, bro.
It's boiling.
I wouldn't. I don't know if he'd do that
And
though.
then Jamie Foxx comes over and fixes it. It's good.
Next current event.
What else you got, Ev?
All right. The other little small one from today is they had the UFC 197 press conference today, the first one.
With Connor?
Yeah. I haven't seen it. I've just been reading the
Blowing
Twitter
up?
timeline. It looks like Connor basically verbally murdered him in cold blood.
Well, first of all,
it's bad.
I love Dos Anjos, but he's not exactly the most personality-driven dude, and Connor's the most personality we've ever had in the UFC. And oh yeah, he's the best in the world at fucking with the mouthpiece.
Dude, he dressed up like El Chapo.
He
Really?
Did, not. Did he
He
really?
dressed up like El Chapo, referred to himself as El Chapo, and then have you seen the picture of El Chapo and Sean Penn
Yeah.
shaking
Yeah,
hands?
yeah.
He stood exactly like that, recreated that picture.
He wore
with
that
Cartier.
that silk shirt and everything.
That's almost-
Wearing
you know what?
a ridiculous shirt.
I'm gonna have to see it, but it sounds a little too gimmicky for me.
I kind of love it.
Because
I'm into it.
Although I would be
I'm
nervous
not into
about.
it because for us, he's the Muhammad Ali of the UFC.
Yeah.
So if he just keeps the whole Connor Irish badass, mouthpiece guy,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. You start putting on outfits and shit. Again, I gotta see it. I haven't seen it yet. As I'm making this statement, I gotta see it. Sounds a little too gimmicky for me.
I'd be nervous pretending to be El Chapo. I don't know.
Nah, they're not gonna do
Yeah.
shit.
All right.
You're Conor McGregor.
You never know who the cowboy in that
I
group.
dig the suits. I like when he wears fucking
Me too,
suits.
man. I think you
Suits
should
are
keep
tight.
it classy like that.
Yeah.
And he's just
Let's
such
see.
a beast when he speaks.
That is awesome.
That's hilarious.
By the way,
man.
That's a tough fight.
his head is every bit as thick and
Oh, he
big
has a
as
huge head.
Yeah.
Connor's a big boy, man. People
Yeah.
who think Dos Anjos is just way bigger is dead wrong. Connor's a big dude.
Yeah.
But how big is he?
He fights at 145, but 145 is a motherfucker for him. He's
Yeah.
taller than Dos Anjos. I'm telling you, he's gonna weigh in probably very similar,
And when is the
longer
fight?
reach and
When is the fight?
faster. That fight's March. What?
March 5th, I believe.
You think
that's a
he's
motherfucker
Is he
of
as
a fight.
strong? You don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know. I think he's
Faster,
I think
though?
he's a better fighter.
Faster.
What would happen to Callan and McGregor get into a fight?
Good fight.
Good fight?
Good fight if it happens at like the Firehouse off Venice or something like that.
Honestly?
but it happens in the octagon.
I got so many tricks, dude.
You do, right?
I'm an
You
old
got
cat.
experience.
I'm an old wolf, bro.
Tom, you don't seem like a guy who'd get in a fight.
Get in a fight?
No, you don't seem like an aggressive dude.
No, I've never been.
I mean, I
in a
guess
fight.
someone fucked with your kid or wife. We might see
that's-
that
yeah.
grizzly bear come out.
Right, but I mean, generally speaking, I'm not.
When's the last time you got in a fight?
Never.
You've never been in a fight.
No.
Well, sir, you've never ever been in a fight. In college, nothing.
Not a like throwdown.
That's a good thing,
It's
man.
like basically, shoving matches kind of shit, but nothing,
nothing
like
serious.
Nothing serious. No. Have you been in a lot of out of the octagon fights?
Not really. College, I got in some scuffles, but not really. I'm
not
the guy. Guys who are like
not
that
like
are
that.
guys who have to prove themselves, so they give off this badass
Yeah.
attitude, so they get that back. I'm never that guy ever.
No, I don't try to. I mean, I don't try to look for fights for sure, man.
Yeah.
Have you been in a lot of fights?
Not a lot.
But a few.
Yeah. Sure.
You get hecklers though. No,
Yeah.
I don't feel like people would really heckle you either.
It happens. Sure, it happens.
I get mad quickly. Like if I feel like somebody's being unjust or somebody's
Yeah.
being a dick.
You talking about
Somebody- I don't- if I
Showtime
see a
or
bully,
just in
If I
life?
see a bully,
You're like a
my
shitty
heart starts
superhero.
beating quickly, and then
Yeah.
I will wait in the wings.
Yeah, you do have a short fuse, way
I
shorter
start
than me.
getting hateful.
You have a way shorter fuse than me.
Yeah, I do. Like I will fight.
We had a restaurant one time and Brian wanted to fight this dude and I looked at Brian like, dude, what are you doing,
I know.
man?
But he was being really
I
disrespectful.
was like, dude, I'm so embarrassed, man,
I know.
because this shit goes down. What do you think the headline reads?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then he came over and shook our hands. I thought he was going to be rude, and I was ready to do something.
Brian stood up,
I've lost my mind on stage before.
like talking shit.
At people, not even for like heckling, just for like the rude people.
Really?
Yeah. Where it's like built, and like I could see. I like stepped out of myself. I could see myself going.
Yeah, the last time I got really upset, I was in a movie theater and this dude in front of me, like a big group of it, black dude, doesn't matter what race, but big
No,
black
it
dude.
does now.
Big black dude, yeah. Well, big black dude
Yeah.
is it's a really good movie, and it's one of those theaters where there's food and the chairs lean back. So he's leaned back and he has a big ass like about fucking iPhone, but it's the giant one.
Yeah.
And he's on his phone. I can see he's on Instagram. And at first I was like, all right, I'm sure that'll be like whatever, 30 seconds. 10 minutes in, he's still doing it.
It's like
and
lighting
people
up
are
the whole
going,
theater.
the whole theater. And the poor people behind me, they're older. They're like, damn, man. I think it was whatever that Malcolm X, or not Malcolm X, Martin Luther King movie was. Selma. Amazing movie. Serious ass movie, man. I'm trying to get into it. And he keeps doing it. And
So what's he doing though with the iPad? What do you mean?
He's just on it in the
Just-
fucking theater,
just
dog. In
lighting
a
up the
dark
theater.
theater.
Yeah.
Think
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
So it's
dude.
so finally I went, yo man, phone. Loud. Trying to be cool. Yo man, phone. And he goes, fuck you. All right. Keeps going. And then finally I was like, hey motherfucker, phone. And everyone behind me started clapping. And then he put it away. That was the last time I got upset where I was like, and then when the movie was over, I was like, damn, some shit's about to break off. Because there was like 5 of him and his boys.
Yeah.
I was like, well, here we go. They were cool though. They just bounced.
They did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Can't
You think they really wanted a piece of this, though?
Maybe, man. There's 5 of them.
Martin Luther-
Martin Luther King movie.
People
Yeah.
see your
I'm
ears.
white.
You're not that white, bro. People
Pretty
see
white.
your ears.
And you were supporting.
See how big
You were
you are?
supporting.
I was, man. I was
You were
like
in- you
clapping
were-
and
you bought a
crying and
ticket.
shit.
Yeah.
You're right. That makes sense.
And
Yeah,
weren't
you
you
were
like,
in-
hey man, you're black, kind of a big deal. Kind of a big movie. Maybe you should watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
Come on,
the message is nonviolence.
I know.
So
And then I got violent in that motherfucker.
That would have been an interesting headline. UFC fighter bludgeons 5 black people, and then the
my
Selma
God, you could never win that. Goes to Selma and beats up 5 black guys
And I just
for
white
being
as
on
shit
their
on the wanted
iPad.
poster.
The guy was probably doing research or something.
No. I'm telling you, he was just.
And you
bullshitting.
just keep going from there to other black civil rights theaters, like movies, and you just beat up people in the movies.
Well,
And
they
you're
got
like,
in my face.
Yeah, I love it.
Dude, what else you got, Ev?
That's a wrap for Currents.
Boom. Let's get into some fan questions.
All right, first fan question. Tom, just pretty simple. How do you top this special?
People seem to love this one, man.
Got to retire, man.
Oh, no, don't do it.
No,
You
no,
done?
No. for
Segura's
sure
a
not.
very funny man. Segura's the guy who can stand in one place and be funny for an hour. He doesn't have to move.
You nervous about coming up with stuff? You
No,
know, 'cause
I
now
mean-
that you're married, got a kid.
I feel like there's always there's always this part where every time I put out something, you're like, oh shit, I'm not gonna put out more. Like, how am I
How do
gonna
I
put more
top
stuff?
this?
Well, it's just more like, where's the new stuff come from? But
Yeah.
the fact that if you do stand up all the time, it just builds.
Yeah.
So it's a natural progression. Like it's building right now.
Yeah.
And I know I'll have, I'll probably be at a new hour by the late spring.
Damn, you're a beast.
No, I mean, it'll be all
do
right.
you and
but-
your girl write together ever?
No.
No, separate.
Yeah, we just, we do
personal,
the podcast
right?
together. Yeah, and
Writing's
you
personal.
you get on stage and you just figure it out. So it'll happen. It'll just come.
Good for you,
Yeah.
man. Killing the game.
I feel like I'll have an hour by probably in 3
Did you
more
just shoot
months, 4
one?
months. Yeah.
Where'd
in
you
May.
shoot it?
But I think I'm close to an hour already.
Yeah,
I am
that's
doing
great.
an hour almost like of all new material.
That's great.
But
Yeah.
now
How
I
would
want
you
to.
do that, B?
Well, now I
Did you
now
have
I
to
want
shoot
to.
another one?
Yeah, and I
You
will.
gotta wait for that other one to come out.
I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready 3 months after that thing is on the air, and I'm glad.
Where is it? Where's it going?
Netflix.
Nice.
I believe they're gonna license it.
Nice.
But
I'm
I
just
mean,
waiting for the
I'm
official-
But I definitely think that now I got to do the road and carve it out and
Yeah.
figure out thematically
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'm doing all new material now.
Great, man.
It's always amazing that you do that. I'm always so nervous I'm not going to be able to write again.
But then it just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the feeling is familiar, the nervousness, but you also know that it'll
It'll happen.
happen,
for
yeah.
Keep
sure.
showing
And
up.
hey,
yeah.
it's your job.
It's a job.
It's both your jobs.
It's a job.
You get paid to do
Hey,
that.
it's a job.
Figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
figure it out.
Hey, what you do.
Yeah.
Next question, Ev.
All right, next one. So Tom's a comedian who makes fun of people for being from other races, i.e. the bit about Asian people being racist in the special. He's funny and gets away with it, but how much does he catch flack for it? Do you get shit for that?
Not really. I mean, every once in a
Comic.
while. Yeah, I mean, it's all about context, right? Like you're doing it in a performance. If you're doing it like always at dinner parties, I gotta tell you, these fucking Asians, like it's a little
Then you're
different.
racist.
Yeah, I mean, it's about context. People are on board for
They
you to
get
say
it.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, but not often. Sometimes you talk to somebody. When I was doing that bit and working it out, talk to somebody in the audience and you could tell that they're not game. You know, they don't want to talk to you, and you're like,
But
all right.
as long as the masses approve it,
Yeah.
I mean, because you're not going to make everyone happy.
No, never.
That's what I figured out.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
whether I say something on here, whether it's a fight prediction, whether it's our live shows, one bit I do on live show, whatever, I realized, because I was worried about what people would critique, you can't write stuff with that.
Try to please
No.
them either. You got to do what you want to do,
Yep.
and you'll find that people respond. And you know, even like the new special, I get a lot of positive stuff. You know, people really like it.
Way more positive than negative.
Yeah, way more.
not
But then
even
it'll
close.
be. It's usually not in the middle. People are like, I really, really love it, or they're like, man, I didn't like it at all. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you're not going to Panda
But you
Express
can't-
and getting fucked over.
You can't try to be like, well, I want. What could I have done to make you like it? You just got to.
No,
you
you
know,
can't.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
you got to stick to what you do.
Makes sense.
All right, next question. Tom, you've got to tell Brendan and Bryan about Yoshi, the frequent guest on your podcast. He has the craziest backstory ever.
First of all, his name's Yoshi.
Yoshi
I'm
Obayashi.
already sold.
Yeah, Yoshi Obayashi is a ethnic Korean who was raised in Japan and didn't know that he was Korean. And he has pretty intense stories, like, you know, he almost killed his stepmom. Like, he beat her pretty badly, and he's not allowed back in Japan. And
Damn, son.
it's intense shit. And every time he's been on our podcast, it's new stories. Like, now he's into getting he makes a living by going to get medical testing facilities where they test drugs on him.
Like
for
new drugs?
Yeah, like Alzheimer's drugs and Parkinson's shit. And he
Damn.
lives there, and they just pump him through full of meds, and then they give him his money, and he goes to Amsterdam or Frankfurt, and he gets hookers for like a month, and then he flies
This
back.
guy's awesome.
Little known fact about Koreans in Japan, because Korea was a Japanese colony and there's no love lost between those two countries. The Koreans that live in Japan, when they are Korean, have always had a tough time getting a job.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of Yakuza are ethnically Korean who grew up in
Really?
Japan.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yeah, you
Yes.
know, Tom.
So they're
tell
ethnically
Yoshi
Korean.
that.
Because they were basically second-class citizens, and that's where they got
Tell
into
Yoshi.
Yoshi's got some stories, man. I
can't-
can't do him justice. He's got
And a
some-
lot of Japanese people go, bullshit, they're Japanese. Okay. Take a look at it.
Yeah, look.
Look that up.
There you go.
Ethnically Korean.
Hey,
I know because I was in the Yakuza. I was an affiliate, a loose
Yeah.
affiliate in the Yakuza.
That's in your tats.
I like the
Yeah.
name Yoshi, though.
Yoshi!
What else you got, Ev?
Super funny comic, too. He's a funny guy.
All right, less of a question, more of a request. Please play at least one round of Tom or Black.
You can't.
What is that?
You can't play.
You need it.
Tom
You
or
need to
Black.
see. You need to hear.
Yeah, you need
he doesn't
to
have the
hear-
recording.
Like that, the whole people. People kept requesting it. I saw it on Twitter. So Tom or Black, we play on Your Mom's House podcast, where I play audio that's pre-recorded, and you have to guess: is it me or is it an actual black guy?
Oh,
so,
wow.
but how can we play it if I don't play you
You're
a
right.
clip? Okay, close your eyes. Hey, Matt! Was that me or was it a black guy?
I think it's a black guy for
I think
sure.
that's black guy.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
guys won.
All right, there you
Oh,
go.
yes, there you
All
go.
right, next question.
Boy, that's a great game.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
All right, next one. Since fighters can't get their old sponsors on their shorts, can they get temporary tattoos like they used to in many shows to show their sponsor logo?
Oh, we
Ooh.
get this question all the time. No, absolutely not. People started saying that. People started tweeting it to the UFC, and the UFC sent out a mass email. It was like, obviously you can't get henna tattoos with sponsors on them, you idiots. So that's
Good idea, though.
100% banned. It's not a good idea because the commission has to check you up before you walk the octagon. They're like, hey, bitch, you got shit all over your back. Let me wipe that off.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Can't wipe it off. It's a real tattoo.
If
How
you
many
get a
tats?
real-
You
if
have tats?
No, but I'm going to get a bunch.
You're gonna get a bunch.
A bunch. I'm going to sleeve the fuck out.
I love
not
that
just
you're gonna
one.
go from
My
nothing
50th
to like,
birthday,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
get
to
a
sleeve
lot
the
of
fuck
them.
out.
Yeah, I had a girl who did that. She went from zero, she's a beautiful girl, to just fucking chest, neck,
Yeah.
arm.
Dove
God
Davidoff did it.
damn.
Dove Davidoff got tattoos in his late 30s. We showed up one day. We're like, Dove, what's going on? He goes, I don't know.
Did it.
They look
Got my
good,
dad's
though.
initials. They look good.
You
You
can
got
do
that
you can do a
chest piece.
chest piece. You could do the stomach.
I'm
like
going
a
to.
ab
going
message.
to.
Yeah. What would you do?
What's the name of your special?
It's called Mostly Stories.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mostly stories on my stomach.
You should get Calabasas. Like, instead of Thug Life, Calabasas.
Calabasas.
Across your stomach.
Yeah, that's
Is that
a
where
good
you
idea.
reside?
It's where I reside.
No, it should just say sea bass.
Sea bass.
Yeah, I like that.
C to the bass.
Yeah, and then you just throw up a little.
Let's get Tom out of here.
Whoop, whoop. Last question.
All right. Last one. This question's for Brendan. So this guy has a high-level black belt jiu-jitsu instructor that teaches classes. He selected him to roll. This kid's a 145-pound blue belt. He rolled with him, and he put him in an S mount and put so much pressure on him that he submitted. And he kept tapping, and his instructor wouldn't let off. And basically just kept telling him, like, use your jiu-jitsu.
Ugh.
And it was, like, kind of fucked him up.
Yeah.
So what he's wondering is this kind of teaching good for students?
No, definitely
I'll
not.
take this one, Brendan.
Yeah, you got this, dog. You take it from here. Obviously not. This guy's a meathead, man. You should probably go sign up at another gym. Because if he's doing that already, wait till you get better. So the guy obviously has an ego. Whenever there's an instructor doing that to show dominance like that, he's not a teacher. He's an egomaniac, and he's also an asshole. Yeah. So go sign up somewhere else. Because if he's doing that to 145-pound blue belt, it's only going to get worse, man. So this guy sounds like a real moron. Go sign up somewhere else. Tom
Segura.
the best,
Fellas,
man.
thank you guys for having me.
Where can they
again.
see you before we sign off? I know you said it before, but we usually do it at the end.
I got a bunch of tickets on sale for clubs coming up at tomsegura.com.
Boom.
And then we have the weekly podcast, Your Mom's House, and it's yourmomshousepodcast.com.
And you'd have Brian and Brendan on there. You said that last time. I feel like you at the Carson Palmer event, man. You told me last time you'd reach out. I haven't heard shit, son.
Shit.
You're the best, man. The special on Netflix right
yes,
now.
please watch it. It's called Mostly Stories. It's on Netflix, and
it's killing, man. People fucking love it.
You're one of the funniest, period.
Thanks, guys.
Are you texting and telling them?
Thank you, bro.
Tom, you're the man. This is the Finally Kid. We're out.